lifted a trophy last year. They start a Challenge Cup journey now with us live on Free Sports. We mentioned Ben Bounds. They've got a good backup in young Thomas Murdy as well, also a part of the Great Britain setup is Thomas Murdy, and sometimes those backup goalies, those are some unsung heroes.
Yeah, and they become very important during the season. If your #1 goalie gets hurt, they have to stay ready, they have to work hard and practice. Not an easy job being a backup, but Murdy certainly is a very capable goalie.
Adam Goss is the backup to Patrick Colleen, a former member of the Coventry Blaze. And there is Thomas Murdy. Chris Ellis has Neil Francis ringside.
Neil, you've been involved with the club for a long time. Moments like this with banner raising, how special is that?
It's one of those iconic moments, you know, it's a little bit after the event. It's a time for everyone to reflect on all the hard work that went involved, you know, into getting to this place, and you know, it gets written into the history books forever. It's up in the stands forever, and it's you know, it's a huge moment for our club.
The club has been on an upward curve for 3 years now. What's been the secret to the success?
Well, when the new owners came in from Calgary, and Todd Kelman took over, Andrew Lord as coach, they set out to, we just say we're going to play hockey the right way, we're going to run the business the right way, do things, we'll be honest, we'll be transparent, and we'll see what happens, we'll have a bit of fun with it. And we've done things honestly, we've worked hard at it, you know, we've treated guys well, and it's paid dividends over those 3 or 4 years.
Neil Francis, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The League Championship trophy for the Cardiff Devils, who are back-to-back.
The captain, Morissette, Matthew Myers, a stalwart, 3 times an EIHL champion is Matthew Myers. Elaine Ulmer, a part of the ceremony as well. Joey Martin, 2 banners joining the history books. Incredible crowd response. The Elite League Championship banner, of course, the playoff champions 2018. We talked about them getting that gorilla off their back in playoff finals so many times. They were close under Jared Adams. And again, when you raise a banner like that, you have to pay respects to someone like Jared Adams, who had them close all those years. This is a part of all of the ex-Cardiff Devils as well.
Of course it is, and you know, like you know, it's history, isn't it? Watching those banners go up, and it's not easy to win the Elite League Championship, but then you put the playoff championship on top of that. I mean, those are 2 tough championships to win, and the Devils had an incredible year last year.
A tough journey to win 1 trophy. They won 3 last year. Those 2 banners, including the Earhart Conference. Some would say the Earhart Conference, one of the toughest trophies to win because of the way the conference system has worked now. We're down to 11 teams, but that Earhart Conference is stacked. Of course, the Milton Keynes Lightning in the Patton Conference. This is Challenge Cup Group C action. There's Andrew Lord, focused. We talk about him becoming a full-time coach after being a player coach. I think one of the great young minds, up-and-coming minds in the game.
Yeah, Andrew Lord has done a great job with the Devils, and you know, and we saw it especially in the Champions Hockey League, like you said, matching wits against some of the best coaches in Europe. He's held his own. He's had the Devils prepared well tactically, and obviously they've always looked rested too. They've always had the energy to come back in the 3rd period, and a lot of that comes down to the coach realizing, you know, when the guys need a break and when they need to work hard. And I think Andrew Lord, a former player, understands all of those things very well.
No Mark Richardson, he's out with a lower body. They expect him back in maybe 7 days. Justin Farina, upper body, he is out as well for the Cardiff Devils. The Milton Keynes Lightning, we talked about some of the issues they have. Nelson Armstrong, expected September 29th or thereabouts, waiting on a visa. And Martin Mazenet's back September 29th, suspended in France back in December, an incident that's been held over by the French Ice Hockey Federation. So no Martin Mazenet's and no Nelson Armstrong for head coach Doug McKay. Well, the Lightning finally make their way to the ice as we await the ceremonial face-off at Ice Arena Wales. Clay Anderson, a Harvard alumni. Alberg last year, 7 goals and 17 assists. Had to play a lot of minutes, Clay Anderson. Cole Schuger will probably get some shifts on defense as well. with some of the guys not available to coach Doug McKay. We touched on that. A guy like Cole Shudra, what an asset to be able to play forward and defense as the ceremonial face-off now. And it is, of course, the PPG group being represented here. Wallace will take the face-off, as will Captain Morissette. The banners have been raised. The pre-game niceties winding down. There is Coach McKay. He looks a focused individual. Former Toronto Maple Leafs assistant coach back in 1981 to 1983. He also was an assistant coach in the NHL with the New Jersey Devils from 87 to 89. And now we will go down and the anthem by Beth Millard. Beth Millard, a rousing rendition of the Welsh national anthem, a beautiful anthem and sung oh so beautifully by Beth Millard. Let's have a look at the starting sixes for both Milton Keynes and, of course, the home side. We'll have a look at the Cardiff Devils. No surprise, Ben Bounds will get the start between the pipes, a .929 save percentage after last night's action. Reddick and Blood on the points. Bentivolio, Pope, and Joey Martin will start up front for head coach Andrew Lord. Pope and Martin instrumental with 2 points apiece last night in a big victory over the Nottingham Panthers. Colleen, a .925 save percentage thus far this season, a .960 save percentage in Challenge Cup action. Lennon and Anderson on the points. Neely, Wallace, and Meadle will start up front for head coach Doug McKay. They are depleted, but this is a very game team after a big victory over Coventry last night. A dangerous team indeed, as the Sheffield Steelers know. But the Cardiff Devils, they proved last night the heart of a champion, coming back, being down by 2 goals, and still getting a big victory over the Nottingham Panthers. So 2 teams coming off big home victories less than 24 hours ago. We are poised nicely on Free Sports. Aaron Murphy alongside Paul Eadie. Chris Ellis is ringside. You can reach out at Free Sports UK, at Murph on Ice. And we are ready to go, folks. Free Sports, EIHL action, pitter patter. Let's get at her. Pope will start things off. The draw comes back, and Blood tries to force it up down the left side. Anderson stands up at the blue line there, but it's Bentivolio. Bentivolio will dump it in. Giving chase is Matt Pope, and Matt Pope has had a great start to this season. He's got a goal and an assist. He's been good in the Champions Hockey League as well as Pope. Here's Blood. Blood! He drew a couple of penalties against the Panthers last night, was real disciplined. Had to play a lot, of course, with Mark Richardson out of the lineup. Here is Blood. 3 previous years in the Finnish Liga. Gets it into Pope. Pope strong on the puck. Got away from Wallace. And Anderson tipped in front by Martin, and Bentivolio keeps it alive, but as the Coventry Blaze know, a big stop from Colleen. He's a big goalkeeper at 6'4", and the Canadian import with a big stop early on.
Yeah, great save. You have to react quickly on the deflection and keeps the puck out of the back of the net. The Devils straight away putting Milton Keynes under pressure.
Back to the point, Moorbeck. Trevor Moorbeck, 2 assists this season. Kept it alive, but they're right in bounds. Will have to make a big save there. A quick shot by Huvinen. Jonas Huvinen of Finland. Former Finnish Liga player. with a shot through, but as we saw from Keynes, you need to have those early touches from your goalkeeper, and Bounds gets one in early.
Yeah, good save for Bounds. Hoovenden came off the bench and no one picked him up. Straight off the blue line, freed himself up for a quick shot, but Bounds made a great save.
Retreating back to his own blue line. Lewis up the right side. Both teams with an early look at goal, but here's Ulmer. Ulmer with a shot and a good stop, and the rebound's tucked in. And we've got our first goal on Free Sports, and it's Charles Longley.
Well, a great job for the Devils coming through the neutral zone, moving the puck quickly. More Ulmer to Morissette. The shot. Longley picks up the rebound and buries it in the back of the net. Keynes makes the original save, but doesn't get enough help on the rebound. Everybody's watching the puck. It bounces over a few sticks. Right to Longley. Finishes it off nicely, giving the Devils an early 1-0 lead. And you can see the Devils aren't sitting back early here. They're going straight to the net every chance they get.
Charles Longley, his first goal in the Devils jersey. The first of many, the fans hope. He played for the Edmonton Oilers way back in 2010, 319 KHL games played for the Canadian, who also has Belarusian citizenship, has played, as we mentioned, at the Top Pool World Championship for Belarus and Cardiff. Hungry for more. Longley with a goal early on. It's 1-0 Cardiff. Their Group C Challenge Cup campaign underway with a goal from one of their new imports. Trying to come up the left side, though. Looking back at the referee, they're not happy that there was no call. Play goes on as Dixon. Meadle was pulled down, but you've got to just get up and keep going, and he did so. But now it's Haddad. Hedden puts on the brakes. Looks back at Reddick. Reddick gives way to Fournier. Fournier gets the shot through, and Haddad will pick it up in behind Keynes. It's 5-on-5 hockey, but it almost looks like a power play cycle from the Devils. So good in their own zone. 27 wins on home ice last year, and you can see why. Here's Haddad trying to get away from Fine. Haddad along the goal line. Fournier will be, on many a night, relied upon heavily without Hotham, and of course Parise, an import defenseman who decided he didn't want to play anymore, has left. So Fournier is becoming slowly the man. Such a good skater. Fournier trying to get it to Dixon. Dixon had his stick lifted there by Ryan Lennon, and this is incredible pressure from the Devils. There's a quick shot, and Keynes bats it out of the air. Quick release from Fournier, and Keynes, much like he had to do against Coventry less than 24 hours ago, it looks like he's going to be a busy goalie.
Yeah, and it looks like there's a caller on the blue line. But again, lots of pressure on Keynes, lots of shots coming in from the Devils. You see Fournier activating off his blue line in the offensive zone. Creates a nice scoring opportunity. Coming off the wall, quick shot. Keynes has to react quickly. The Devils pouring it on here early, with Milton Keynes really struggling to stay with them in the early parts of this first period.
Longley, his first, assisted by Morissette. Goal coming just 1 minute and 40 seconds. You want to get that crowd into it after that ceremony. The banner's going up, and the Devils come out here with their foot on the gas pedal straight away.
Yeah, they're not sitting back, and where they're strong is in the neutral zone. They move the puck quickly, they make quick little passes, they work together well, and if you're standing around, they get the puck in your end, and they start to get the cycle going, and that's when you get in a bit of trouble against them.
Neely, one man in for the Lightning. It will be Rutkus, Tom's Rutkus. Doesn't get a lot of ice time, but has really worked on his skating in the offseason. Looks good there. Cycles the puck back. Good activation from the point, and there's Moore. Moore with the shot. Moore had an assist last night against the Panthers. He's a forward, but he's back there having a shift on the point. As we mentioned, no Richardson tonight. Here's Rutkus. Rutkus goes back to Moore. Moore with a keep. Gets it across to Blood. Blood throws it across. As Myers is camped out in front. No one better at the net front presence than Matthew Myers, but the pass was awry there.
Yeah, just a good opportunity there, but the pass was just a little bit to the wrong side of Myers in front of the net.
Clay Anderson trying to get it out front to Neely. Neely now joins the fracas below the goal line, but the Devils will get it up and down, and just enough for icing. We should tidy that up for you. Tom Darnell, who we heard from earlier, is the referee. He's also joined by Matt Thompson, the four-man system, of course. So Darnell and Thompson, the referees. Lee Young and Ilya Kissel, the linesmen in this one.
Yeah, you can see the shot coming in from the point, just goes wide of the net again. traffic in front. The Devils always have a man standing right in front of the goalie when those shots come in from the point. You really have to do a good job defensively against them, try to box them out more at the net, otherwise they'll get way too many chances against you.
Good face-off win by Fine. Moorbeck gets the shot through, but it's waffle bordered away. Good blocker save from Bounds as no one was in front of the net. Here's Fine. Fine with his shot right up into the body off the logo on the chest of Bounds, and a good stop there. Michael Fine had 2 goals and an assist last night. He's a dangerous character for the Lightning.
He is, and that's another good save from Bounds. And you can see the Devils using everybody in this game. They're going to try to, stay fresh. They're going to try to wear Milton Keynes down by using more bodies. When the third period comes around, if that is the case, it'll be tough for the Lightning to stay with the Devils.
Moving and couldn't get the shot away, but another good face-off win by Fine. Devils break back in. Bentivolio's in front of the net. Backhand chance, and Pope didn't miss by much as his backhander trickled just to the right of the blocker. Big Colleen just got a piece of it, but Pope activating quick, and this line so dangerous for Cardiff.
Yeah, they come at you so quick, and they release the puck quickly. And again, another great save from Colleen. You have to react quick to that shot, keep it out of the back of the net.
Valdix, former Sheffield Steeler, works up the right side looking for Michael Fine. Michael Fine, a Ryerson University captain. Michael Fine 2 years ago. Last year he played in Denmark for an Iceberg, but he was the captain at my old alma mater, Ryerson University, a few years ago.
Well, all these players that come out of the Canadian universities all can play the game, all good experience, all well coached.
Wallace trying to bust forward. The former NHLer had a bobbling puck to contend with. Cardiff will settle things down. Just trying to hold the blue line was Longley. He had to come back as Morris set. His pass was just ahead of Longley. Here's Longley again trying to keep it on the boards, but it's a good play, and skating away is Meadle. Meadle dishes it off, and Meadle and Wallace have some chemistry early on. Good shot there, turned aside by Bounds. Wallace trying to get in on the rebound, but it will be Longley skating it away. Here's Ulmer. Ulmer, great veteran presence. 2 power play goals in the Champions Hockey League for Ulmer.
Well, Ulmer, yeah, he's a great player, smart hockey player, knows how to play the game right. And Meadle had a great shift there where you can see the opportunity again for the Devils. Nice backhand. Again, Colleen makes a good save. Fortunately for him, the puck doesn't come back to the front of the net. But talking about Meadle, Meadle had a good shift there, showed a good burst of speed for Milton Keynes, and also made some nice moves. So you can see that at least he's in the game right now for Milton Keynes.
Patrick Colleen, a former Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick back in 2008, has played in the American Hockey League and the East Coast Hockey League. Had a 1.97 goals against average in Italy last year in a team you know well for Ritten.
Yeah, I mean, to play at that level, you've got to be able to make some big saves for your team. And I know Ritten quite well, a little place up in the mountains, a great place to live, and he would have been in good hands there last year.
Heading just offside as Moorbeck took away his time and space. 1-0 Cardiff, 13:31 to go. First period action on Free Sports. Longley, his first of the season, assisted by Morissette. 1:40 into the opening period, and if that's something, if you look back at the maturation of a coach and the tactics and all that, Andrew Lord, knowing that sometimes when you have a ceremony like that, guys are standing around a little bit, sometimes it's hard to get the legs going. He would have wanted on the whiteboard in the dressing room before the game an early start, a good goal like that to get them going.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what you want. Because a lot of times the home team, when they're standing around, don't get off to a good start. So he would have warned his team before, listen, let's not get complacent early. Let's get right into it. Let's get our forecheck going. Let's put Milton Keynes under pressure. But Milton Keynes have reacted quite well. They've reacted, after that goal, they've settled down a little bit.
Myers going to the front of the net. Myers got a piece of that and hits the outside of the cage as Colleen was flashing the leather, but a great play. Good net drive there from Matthew Myers.
Yeah, Matthew Myers is always going to go to the net hard. Always has his stick on the ice. He gets a lot of tip-in goals, and he makes it tough on the defense. He puts them under pressure and the goalie under pressure every time he's out there on the ice.
Myers and Wallace got tangled up in behind the plate. Both men jumped right back up, 2 big, strong men. Here's Pope. Pope dishes it off to Moore. Moore just waiting for someone to go to the front of net. Bentivolio was calling for him, but the pass was in behind the goal line. Here's Golovkovs. Golovkovs weaving his way through the neutral zone. Golovkovs tries to get into a shooting position, but Martin, everyone talks about how good Joey Martin is offensively, but he's a very good defensive player as well, and there's a good example of it. Norris trying to keep the play alive, but it will be the aforementioned Martin. Martin gets his wheels going, goes to Bentivolio. Bentivolio with his shot, and snapping it out of the air is big Keynes.
Yeah, Keynes making sure he doesn't give up a rebound. He knows he can't afford to let those pucks bounce out in front of him. With the way the Devils come at you really hard, even their defenseman jumps up into the play a lot. So if you leave those pucks out in the slot area, in the mid-slot area, those rebounds come out, the Devils will get those second and third opportunities. So good job from him hanging on to that shot.
Ulmer wins the face-off back to Batch. Batch to Morissette. A right-handed shot on the left wing, gets it back to Batch. Batch being watched closely by Wallace. Nice little bit of concentration there by Batch. Flips it away from the active stick of Wallace. Here's the captain, Morissette. Morissette to Ulmer. Ulmer in front, and what a deflection by Reddick. Reddick snuck in from the point and nearly had Keynes beaten coast, but no dice.
Well, a good job from Reddick activating wide. Ulmer spotted him all the way, made a nice pass wide to Reddick. We got a good opportunity down at the net, but again, Keynes makes a great save, and he's keeping his team in it. It's only 1-0. The Devils have had the majority of the better chances, so just a great job overall from Keynes to keep his team in this game.
Good breakout now by the Lightning. Chasing it down is Norris. David Norris, 3 previous years at Arizona State in the NCAA. His brother is the captain of Arizona State. So again, you talk to Doug McKay and some of the guys around the league about getting some of those nice finds out of NCAA hockey and CIS hockey. He's certainly done a good job in that regard with the likes of Norris and Fine.
Yeah, some great players, and when you're coaching a team like Milton Keynes, you have to do your research. You have to find some special players that maybe some other teams aren't looking at, and Doug McKay certainly has found some great players. And that was a good shift from Morbeck defensively for Milton Keynes. Came all the way out, covered his man up high, so good defensive zone coverage on that last shift by Milton Keynes Lightning.
Neely couldn't get the draw. Neely had such a good year last year for Sheffield. 21 points in 25 games played. He's a good pickup. There's 3 ex-Steelers, as we talked about off the top. Valdix, Wallace, and of course Neely. They'll be relied upon heavily. We've seen that early on. Here's James Griffin, former member of the Coventry Blaze. Dumps it in. Bounds. Bounds. Had to stop. He's going to snap at it now, and that gives us time to head down to our man at rinkside, Chris Ellis.
Interesting down by the bench here. The Milton Keynes have certainly grown into the game as it's gone on. Their coach, head coach Doug McKay, not happy with how they started. He felt they were a bit slow. Lots of shouting about move your feet, don't let them be quicker to the puck. He was worried about the way the forwards were just getting into the zone, but they've certainly got a lot better.
Here's Hedden across the neutral zone. Blood will dump it in just offside. Thanks for the report ringside from Chris. You know that Doug McKay is going to want them moving the feet. All the little things. You don't coach in the NHL and around some of the top leagues in the world. He knows they're outgunned when you look at 13 guys skating tonight. But he'll have those systems and structures in place. He talked about it off the top.
Yeah, certainly he will. But he knows when his team's not skating. And sometimes when you have that bus trip, the first 5 minutes of the first period is always the toughest. And if he sees his team's not moving their feet, he's going to let them know. He's going to get them going. He's going to voice his opinion. And then he's gotten a good reaction from his team, though.
Clay Anderson, good up, gets it up to the Golovkovs. Golovkovs and Hoovinen. Hoovinen couldn't keep the puck going forward. Hedden will chase down Anderson. Anderson with a good give there for Hoovinen. Hoovinen clubs it forward for Golovkovs. Golovkovs, the Latvian international, just throws it into the corner. Blood will go D to D. Here's Dixon. Dixon, who had his first goal as a Devil last year against the Panthers. He'll leave it behind. Going to the net, it's Haddad. Haddad had it in his skates. And now Golovkovs has to be careful as Dixon came in looking for the rebound, but the right idea there, they just couldn't execute. Here's Haddad. Haddad turns away from Cole Shudra. Cole Shudra, whose dad, Ron Shudra, of course, a Sheffield Steelers legend. You know Ron Shudra well, played against him.
Yeah, great player, Ron Shudra. Had a big shot from the point. Certainly knew how to score a lot of goals for a defenseman. And he won a lot of trophies in Sheffield in his day.
Former NHLer with the Edmonton Oilers is Ron Shudra, Cole's dad. Here's Haddad. Haddad throws it out front for Hedden. Hedden has it in his skates, and he just beats Lannon to that 50-50 puck. Now Fine. Couldn't get it up the wall for the Lightning. Stepping in is Fournier. Fournier skates at an NHL level, gets the shot away, and that hits Shudra in front. Shudra can play forward and defense, as we talked about. He's big at 6'3" as well, and that was a good shot blocked by Shudra. Kept in by Fournier. Fournier to Bentivolio. Bentivolio is blocked by Lennon, but right now, throwing pucks up the middle is not what you want to do against the Bentivolio line.
No, certainly not against that line, because they can turn things over quickly and put the puck in the back of your net before you can blink an eye. And certainly not through the middle, Murph. Maybe flip it to the side, but not through the middle.
Hard and high off the glass if you're being forechecked like that. And Bentivolio and Hedden and the likes of those guys, they might not be big guys, but they come at you wave after wave in layers, and it can be daunting. You've just got to get that puck up high and away. Here's Pope. Pope will put it far across the green to the aforementioned Bentivolio. Bentivolio with a good stick there against Moorbeck. And now this is where you get in trouble, when you allow the Devils to cycle in the offensive zone. Reddick in front, Bentivolio. Bentivolio had the tap in, it looked like, but again, Patrick Keynes with a monster save.
Yeah, nice save from Keynes, because Bentivolio had a stick on the ice. He's right just in front of the blue paint. Pass comes in, tips it nicely, but Keynes makes another good save. You watch here, Bentivolio is going to the net at this time. Right there, stick down. He just can't get enough of it to put it in the back of the net. Keynes reacts quickly, making sure he's not giving up those rebounds, because he's realized early on how Cardiff come to the net so quick.
Good defensive zone face-off win by the Lightning. Trying to get the puck out. They inch it across the line. Longley, who has the lone goal in this game. Longley is just offside. Has the tag up, comes back in against Anderson, but Anderson got it forward to Wallace. Wallace now to Neely. Neely, what a stick there by Ben Blood. Blood at 6'5" is a big man, and he's got that long stick, just poked it away there.
Yeah, a real good, solid defensive defenseman. He does it all for the Devils. He's been very impressive since arriving this year.
Good stick there by Neely in his own regard. Good defensive play by Neely as Ulmer was calling for it cross ice. 7:35 remaining in the opening stanza. Devils 1, Milton Keynes Lightning no score. And here's Hedden. Hedden scores! What a move by Hedden! And it's 2-0 Cardiff.
Yeah, what a pass up the middle of the head, and he breaks. Milton Keynes are changing, so he just gets in front of a few of the guys coming off the bench. He's quicker off his bench. Gets the pass, busts through the middle. Look, a great pass up through the middle there. He splits 3 players, 1 against 3, and he still manages to get that puck and score the goal. Too many players watching the pass and not covering guys coming across the blue line. A weak goal to give up by Milton Keynes. Doug McKay certainly won't be happy about that one, but Hedden did a great job getting behind the defenseman. Playing too wide apart there. Nobody's covering the middle of the ice.
Hedden has success putting the puck in the net in the Champions Hockey League. That's his first in the domestic season for the Cardiff Devils, and we talk about him. He had 9 goals in the Calder Cup run for the Texas Stars back in 2014. He's a big game player, and you saw it there. And now Haddad barreling forward. They're looking for more. It's a 2-0 scoreline, and Haddad barrel in, looking to try and put it under that right pad of Keynes. Hedden calling for it. Batch works it free to Haddad. Batch, another big defenseman, likes to use that stick to separate the puck carrier, and he did so there. He's a big, strong guy, is Batch. Made of granite. Here is another good play by Fine. Fine has been good, and he throws it out front. They answer back straight away as Norris goes to the front of the net, but that's all. The play by Fine on the forecheck, and reward it with the goal. Some hard work there. 6:55 to go, and the Lightning are right back in.
Yeah, great job. That's a great shot. A nice finish there, but again, it came from the forecheck. They got after Batch quickly, and Batch just wasn't able to get a good hard pass away. And Milton Keynes got puck recovery. Puck comes out the slot here for a nice quick shot there. It ends up in the back of the net, and Valdex gets a good shot away. Bounds has to react quick to that shot, but Valdex just beats him with a quicker shot to his movement. Ends up in the back of the net. A nice goal from Milton Keynes. They needed that. After going down 2-0, they certainly needed a goal to settle the nerves down a little bit.
Valdex with his second of the season. Norris went to the net hard. It was a great play by Fine to keep the puck alive, and we talked about it off the top. They're going to rely heavily on some of the ex-Steelers, and Valdex with a big goal there with 6:55 remaining. It looked like, especially when Haddad busted in there, it was very close to being 3-0 Cardiff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Devils are getting their chances, and the key thing for Milton Keynes is just making sure you have enough guys back.
Martin threw it across the green there. Neely reading and reacting well there, as Moore was the intended recipient, but the puck never got to him. Here's Moore. Anderson trying to lift his stick. Fine has been impressive in this game, and Valdex, we've seen him before in a Steelers jersey. He's an always impressive guy, always seems to play hard.
Well, yeah, I mean, a consistent player, and that's what you want on your team. And it was a smart play from him. He stayed high, came up through the middle, gets the shot, puts it in the back of the net. It just sometimes you got to be patient, stay up high in the offensive zone.
Longley's got one. He's looking for another. A little fake there. Throws it in front and tapping it home is the captain. Morissette with a lovely finish on a great feed from Longley.
Yeah, I mean, that's just too easy for the Devils. And Morissette shows the skill he has in front of the net. A great pass from Longley, who just takes his time. Watch him here. He doesn't panic. He's got time. No one's really pressing him all that hard. Morissette uses his body well. Neely is just too soft on that. He's got to be tougher in front of the net. He's got to get between his man and the net a lot quicker. Certainly he's got to get his stick up in that situation. And Morissette, he's coming in a bit slow there, standing still, and he gets burned by Morissette on that one.
They answer back in a minute. Valdix had made it 2-1, but Morissette, the captain, has his first, assisted by Longley. Both Morissette and Longley now have a goal and an assist in period 1 for Cardiff. Well, that'll take the air out of the Lightning bench a little bit, because they answer back to make it 2-1, and then within a minute it's a 2-goal deficit again.
Yeah, exactly, but it's a good reaction from the Devils. They give up a goal, maybe a bit of a sloppy goal, and all of a sudden they come right back, put the pressure on, get a nice goal. Great play from Langley, great finish from Morissette, so just a good job from the Devils.
Quick shot from Morissette, looking for more. Reddick is a long way from his defensive position, but wants to roam, wants to get in on the offense. Here's Morissette, around the horn to Blood. Blood, pushed into the corner, but Blood. He's hard to push off the puck, and you see it there. Huvinen did a good job on the first time of asking. Griffin has to back him up. Huvinen and Griffin try and throw it up the right side. Ulmer gets in the way, and that gives Blood a chance to get it back to the point. Here's Reddick. Reddick, Morissette's calling for it. He wants to get right in front of Keynes again. He is, and there's a backdoor point, top shelf! Lane Ulmer. What a finish. The Cardiff Devils moving the puck around with ease in the offensive zone.
Oh, what a great pass again from Longley. Gets it behind the net here. Comes around, delays, pass across to Ulmer. Good experience there on the ice. Two experienced players making a great play. And again, Milton Keynes running around their defensive zone. No one's looking behind to see who's coming in late to the net. A couple of guys standing around picking up nobody. Griffin comes out from behind the net, not looking for the guy coming out of the corner. And in that situation, you get burnt, and the Devils are pouring it on here with a 4-1 lead in the first period.
Ulmer's first of the season. 2 goals in 55 seconds for the Cardiff Devils. It was 2-1 on the Valdix goal, but within the blink of an eye, they find themselves trailing on the road by 3.
Well, you know, this is what you get with the Devils. I mean, you can score against them, but let them get a goal, and they come at you hard again, and they don't sit back. They're a momentum team. They create chances. Things get more and more positive for them when they get those goals, and everybody seems to pick it up. We've seen that even in the Champions Hockey League, where they just ride that momentum.
Well, Ulmer is a big game player. 2 goals in the Champions Hockey League, both on the power play, but that is a magnificent finish. And Ulmer with his first with just 5 minutes left on the clock. Good face-off win, Wallace. Fine has been impressive in this period. He has an assist on the Valdix goal, and now he's in there working hard again. Fine coming off a really good night last night in the Challenge Cup against Coventry with 3 points on 2 goals and an assist. Here's Fournier. Fournier moves it to Bentivolio. Anderson straight up the middle to Fine. Fine turns on a dime, finds Wallace. Wallace has time and space. Wallace tries to drag it and had a shot there. It was a good defensive play, but the Devils get it out. I think maybe if you have that chance, you got to get the puck on net.
Well, yeah, I think if a defenseman's backing in, you want to fire it to the net and drive for the rebound. Maybe just one move too many in that situation.
Good stick by Lewis. He'll make a change now for the Devils. Here's Hedden. Hedden has a goal here in period 1. Trying to force it back to the point. Gets it back to the point, but Wallace telegraphed that. He jumped right into the puck. Knew it was going to go back. Dixon couldn't get there. Wallace will dump it in. Chasing it down is David Norris. Valdix to Norris. Valdix with the lone goal for Milton Keynes, trying to get it out front. Valdix goes back to the point. Good puck movement now by the Lightning. Moorbeck with this shot. Good screen in front there. Norris taking away the eyes of Bounds, but Bounds at the left pad down.
Yeah, good save from Bounds, and a good shift from Milton Keynes back the other way.
Haddad to Reddick, and oh, Hedden looked like he had some room there, but Colleen got across quickly. Here's Batch. Batch on the back check. Batch against Golovkovs. Golovkovs trying to keep his feet moving, but it will now be Hedden relieving the pressure. Here's Pope. Pope into the middle of the ice. Pope shoots and scores! Puck to Twine. Oh, so fine. The Devils are off and running.
Wow, what a great play from Pope. Give Dick Dixon credit, though. He drives hard to the net, takes both defensemen out of play. Watch Pope, cuts across. Good 2-on-2 from the Devils. Well executed, but also give Dixon credit on that play because he takes both defensemen out of the play, buys enough time for Pope to come behind him for the shot, and it's a really nice finish from Pope. Keynes coming across, just can't get back to make that save. That's a good hard shot, too, just inside the post. A beautiful finish from Pope.
Matt Pope, he had a goal and an assist against the Panthers last night, comes up big here again, and with 3:17 remaining in the opening 20, the Devils have opened up a 4-goal cushion. We'll head down to Chris Ellis for an update ringside.
Yeah, interesting, Murph, between the two benches. The Cardiff bench, they're just relentless at the moment, and you could see that with Andrew Lord when it went to 2-1. He just urged them to go again, and obviously on the bench I'm closest still, Milton Keynes. Just 1 or 2 real tempers fray now. They know they're really up against things at the moment. Some crosswords been said at the moment, but obviously not surprised. They've really been blitzed, but the one thing about this Milton Keynes bench is they certainly got heart.
Bentivolio gets it across to Pope. They've got heart, but they can ill afford another one here, and a good play by Norris to break that up. Norris looking for fine. Neely coming ahead, but it will be dumped up and down, and an icing call against the Cardiff Devils. They certainly have been blitzed, and great to hear from Chris right there, because you would have your tempers frayed a bit right now on that Milton Keynes Lightning bench, because you know this is a team, the Cardiff Devils, 27-7 at home last year, so you give them that 4-goal cushion. There's not a lot of teams who've come back like that.
No, it's going to be tough, especially with Cardiff's record at home. You know, one of the best home teams in the league, and this is by far, you know, Milton Keynes' toughest test of the season against a very sharp Devils team who, you know, who've been playing against really top competition since the beginning of August.
Fournier tries to go up and over the shoulder of Keynes. Keynes has no idea where it is. He's calling to his defenseman. He's had a word there with Trevor Moorbeck. And the puck, he kept the puck out, but you can see there where his size is such an advantage at 6'4". He's almost 7 feet tall on skates, but he wasn't quite sure where the puck was. He knew he had a piece of it, though.
Yeah, I mean, he seems like he's still looking for the puck, and there's a call being made against Milton Keynes by the looks of it. And there's a lot of chat going on out there in the ice. I don't know if have they found the puck? Have you seen the puck come out from the goalie yet? I guess it has. Everybody was looking for it, and the Devils are on a power play here.
Well, that's exactly what you didn't want as well if you're Milton Keynes and their head coach Doug McKay. There's a net drive by Cardiff, and Valdix will sit for 2 or less. 2:25 remaining. Well, it's a delay of game penalty against Keynes. I don't know about that, but it's part of the new rules.
Yeah, it is, and that's what I was waiting to hear, and it has to do with him not being in the blue paint. Doesn't release the puck, and it's a delay of game. A very strict rule, tough for the goalies in that situation, but I guess there's no, you know, how do you put it, there's no gray area there. It's either you're in or you're out of the blue paint.
When we saw Tom Darnell in our pregame show talking about the new rules, there's a good example of that new rule, and that's why Keynes was laughing. A, he couldn't find the puck, but B, he couldn't believe he was getting a penalty. Valdix is serving the penalty. First power play on either side of the puck. Been a disciplined first period, but now Cardiff get to work. Reddick is snuck in from the point. Reddick calling for it. It's going to go back to Haddad, though, and that's a good shoulder save by Keynes.
Yeah, great save. Just got his glove up in time, or maybe went off his shoulder, but he made a fantastic save there because there could have been a little bit of a tip on that shot also. Certainly Keynes not giving up, and he's made some quality saves. All those 5 goals against him, he's made some great saves in this one.
Wallace with a great back check against Reddick. That gives his teammate Moorbeck time to just dump it up and down. 1:20 remaining in the period. Most of that will be on the power play for Cardiff. 50 seconds remaining in Keynes' penalty for delaying the game. Here's Martin. Martin weaves his way through the neutral zone. Joey Martin, one of the top offensive players over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Here's Pope, and that's just not for Cardiff, it's for the entire Elite League. He had 27 goals last year. Here's Pope. Pope posts up a right-handed shot on the left wing. He'll try and find his running mate Martin, and does so. Martin, he's got Ulmer in front. Ulmer with 2 power play goals in the Champions Hockey League. He's made some good strides in the Champions Hockey League from that very spot. He's stuck up in front of Keynes right now. Pope calling for it, but it goes to Ulmer. Ulmer just rolls it through. It's an open net under the bar. Martin. Power play goal, Devils, and Joey Martin roughs it up up and over Keynes.
Well, again, the Devils, just their puck movement, their patience on the puck. They don't throw it away needlessly. You can see just a nice little pass. Homer knows he gets the puck towards the net. It bounces, comes out to Martin straight on his stick, ends up in the back. The net well set up again from the Devils. They know what they're trying to do. They've got these set plays, and it's just a nice finish, a nice play again. It's all about the puck movement and composure on the puck. With Milton Keynes, you know, the guys are diving all over the place trying to help their goalie as much as they can, but when you come up against a power play like the Devils, it's always going to be very, very difficult to keep that puck out of the back of the net.
Well, that's the old adage. You never want to concede in the first minute or in the last minute. Well, Milton Keynes, they conceded in the first minute 40, and now they've conceded with 36 seconds left, and it's a 6-1 scoreline for the defending EIHL champions, the Earhart Conference champions, Cardiff Devils. Here's Blood. Blood to Rutkus. Langley with a couple of points in this first period. Here's Morissette, who's also got a couple of points. Batch has a couple of assists. Ulmer has a couple of assists. All hands getting involved in the offense now for the Cardiff Devils. Rutkus, stapled by Griffin. Lewis will have to chase it down, and the buzzer will sound on a very successful opening period. A 6-1 scoreline in favor of the Cardiff Devils. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better on a championship banner-raising night for Andrew Lord in that opening 20.
Yeah, fantastic first period from the Devils, and offensively, they were so good in the offensive zone. I mean, they have defensemen who are capable of jumping into the play on the cycle and making things happen. You don't have to cover, you're not covering 3 guys, you're covering 5 guys when you play against the Devils. And Milton Keynes, certainly a bit of a hockey lesson for them in that first period, coming up against, the top team in the Elite League in the last couple of seasons. Certainly, if you're Doug McKay, you got some work to do with this young team. And sometimes when you have a young team, you do get those defensive zone errors, and it's something Doug McKay is going to need to work on.
Matthew Myers is ringside with our own man down there, Chris Ellis.
Well, Matthew, I think that's about as perfect period as you could get, really.
Yeah, obviously last season we didn't have the best start in the Challenge Cup, so it's nice to come out firing, and we've got a 5-goal lead there at the end of the first, so we're happy with that. We just got to keep going.
You've won the Challenge Cup more times than any player in the Elite League. How much does this trophy mean to you?
It's just another trophy, but it's great to win anything you get a chance to win. So.
And how special before the game, the banner raising for the playoffs and the league title, how special is that? I guess it's a moment to reflect on how good, not just last year, but the year before was for you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, not every team gets to win a playoffs or a league, so we've been very fortunate the last 2 years. We've been able to, win one or the other. So to raise the banner tonight in front of the home fans, second night, it's great.
Just finding more of the same from you in the second period as a team? You won't take the foot off the gas?
No, obviously not. We're not going to sit back now. That would be stupid. That would just let them back into the game. They're a good team. They capitalize on their chances. We've seen their 1 turnover and they scored. So that's not what we want to do. We want to keep going. We don't want to run up the score, but we need to keep playing the right way to make sure we're doing the right things for the rest of this game and going forward through the season.
Thanks for your time, Matthew.
Thanks, Chris.
Well, a 5-goal cushion. You heard it from Matthew Myers. I don't think he even expected it. He had to look up at the scoreboard himself, and that is the opening 20 in the books on Free Sports. Devils 6, Milton Keynes Lightning 1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with first intermission analysis on Free Sports after this short break. A 6-1 scoreline after 20 minutes of play at Ice Arena, Wales. Charles Langley started off the scoring just 1 minute and 40 seconds in. Valdix had a goal for the Milton Keynes Lightning, but Aaron Murphy-Pauly, that was some kind of blitz offensively from the defending EIHL champions.
Well, we've seen Cardiff before, even at the Champions League level, have these blitzes against teams and score, 2-3 goals and get themselves into the game. But now, they're dominating the game with that. And they're such a creative offensive team. And if you match up against them, you can make very few mistakes defensively. And you cannot play with just 2 defensemen at the back and not have your third forward back in a neutral zone. You will get destroyed. And too many times Cardiff came in on 3-on-2s and had the advantage off the rush, and especially being beaten through the middle. That can happen. And defensively, that inexperience of the Milton Keynes Lightning cost them in that first period.
In your coaching days, and you had great success in Italy and in this elite ice hockey league, Have you ever found yourself down by 4 or 5 goals in a first period like that? Like, what is the message when you're in a situation like that?
Well, not many times, but if it does happen...
Modesty.
Well, no, I'm trying to think back. It doesn't happen a lot is what I'm saying, and it probably hasn't happened all that much for Doug McKay either in his career. But it's a real tough situation. I mean, you don't feel good on the bench, that's for sure. You're getting destroyed out there, but he knows he's got a young team. He knows he's got some work to do, so he wants to go in and just, be a teacher, teach these guys, and, panicking I don't think is always the answer with a young team. I think what they need to do is they need some more work on their defensive game. We can see they have some gifted guys offensively. It's going to come down to how well they play defensively, and certainly they got to have more guys back. They can't give up these odd man rushes to the Devils.
And to their credit, the Cardiff Devils came out firing. Sometimes in these ceremonies where you're raising banners, guys are standing around, and sometimes you get off to a slow start. They did not get off to a slow start. It started 1 minute and 40 seconds into the period, and it was relentless.
Well, again, the shot comes in, the rebound's picked up, and Keynes realized very quickly that he just can't allow any rebounds to come out. And after that, he did a good job holding on to his rebounds, but, smartly, if you don't have a play, you get the shot to the net, the rebound comes out, and you get a second scoring opportunity. Devils did that well. When they didn't have a play, they just got pucks to the net.
Charles Longley is one of the newcomers to the Cardiff Devils. I mean, he wants a banner. He saw the banner. He knows the history around here with the guys that have been here. That's his first goal in a Devils jersey. He's played well in the Champions Hockey League in the games you've seen on Free Sports, but that is a massive to get your first goal in a big banner-raising ceremony night like that.
Yeah, it always takes the pressure off, and you start to feel great because, you make 2 great passes after that. I mean, you won't see better passes on a couple of goals there that he made, and so you can see, you get that goal, it just helps, it takes the pressure off, there's a bit of relief there, and you go and just start to play your normal game, and he was very impressive in that first period.
Well, it didn't end there for Cardiff. We'll have a look at the second goal now. It seemed to me like everyone wanted to get in on the offense, and they were firing on all cylinders. Hedden is just so strong on the puck. We've seen it in the Champions Hockey League, and now we see it in the Challenge Cup.
Well, again, he comes through the middle, and I mean, you got to move your feet and help your guy up, but a guy standing still from the blue line, one guy standing still doesn't move his feet. I mean, that's just not playing hard enough. You can't allow a guy to come in like that easily. It's just too easy.
You've got to be heavy on your stick there, and at least, I mean, you don't want to take a penalty, but you've got to make it a little bit harder. And I think even Hedden was surprised at how easy he was able to skate to the net.
Well, yeah, but there was a guy on him, but the other guy just stopped skating from the... He could come and help out, and I think sometimes you start puck watching a bit too much, you don't move your feet, and then you get even more trouble.
Well, and Hedden's not the guy you want barreling to the net. I mean, we talked about him. He led the American Hockey League in goals in 2014 in the Calder Cup playoff run. He's a big game player, and you saw right there the hands, the skill. We've seen it in the Champions Hockey League, and Cardiff Devils fans happy to have it now in this domestic game.
No, he's a very good player. What I like about him is his shot, too. I mean, he releases the puck quick. But you saw in that goal, his composure, nice little move into the back of the net. And the Devils had signed some quality players this year. And, they won a 3-peat. They've made the signings that could possibly make that happen.
Well, when you do want to win that third in a row, you've got a target on your back, don't you? So you have to bring in the likes of a Hedden, who... I mean, a Calder Cup ring. You've got Charles Longley, who played 319 times in the KHL. These are guys, you're up in the ante in your recruitment. Wasn't all doom and gloom, though, for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Let's have a look back. They were down 2-0, and they answered back pretty quickly. It was a great play. Batch is just caught right here. Fine was probably the best player on the ice at times for the Milton Keynes Lightning, and he gets it back to Valdix. Norris was going to the net. At first, I thought maybe Norris got a piece of it, but it was a great shot by Valdix.
Yeah, and give Fine credit, because he got his stick on the puck there as Batch was trying to make the pass. And then, Valdix comes late, stays high, and gets into the right space at the right time. Nice pass to him. It's in the back of the net. So it was a nice goal for Milton Keynes. It came from the forecheck. I think, when you're looking at your Milton Keynes, you still have to have one guy forechecking hard. You can't lay off your forecheck completely, because the Devils know how to move the puck through the neutral zone. They love those long passes. They find those seams. They find those open spaces in the neutral zone. So you have to be careful if you sit back with everybody too much.
It looked good there. I mean, you're right back in on the road, just down by a goal. But then within 55 seconds, I believe, the Devils answer back to make it 3-1. And again, it's Charles Longley, one of the newcomers.
Yeah, that's a great pass. And a great play from Morissette also, using his body to protect the puck. But again, a bit of soft play. You're talking about there's a little whack there. That's just not. You got to move your feet hard right to the net. And even if you got to dump the guy, you got to help your goalie as much as you can. Again, a nice pass here from Longley to Almer. Just a beautiful finish. But again, Longley, once he got that goal, he felt good about himself, and the confidence came back. And, he's played well. I don't think he's played bad. Just because you don't score a goal doesn't mean you played bad. But I think sometimes you need that goal just to get that, that confidence offensively.
Just to get the gorilla off your back. And Longley, that's why I said, what a play by him. Morissette, when he goes to the net like that, is so effective. That's why he wears the Captain C on his jersey for this championship side. But when you get Dixon and Longley and all those guys going, when you get the new guys going amongst some of the veterans and the guys that have been here like a Morissette, it's a recipe for success, and we saw that in Period 1.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we talk about just how good they are offensively, and you're talking about players who've won championships at a very, very high level, and you put those guys in your lineup on top of a championship-winning team. I mean, it only gets better, so the rest of the league now is going to have an even tougher Cardiff Devils team to play against this year. But the other teams have gotten better too. You know, the likes of Nottingham have gotten better this year. Belfast look like they're better this year. We have to wait and see what happens with Sheffield, but there's going to be some competition for the Devils, and I think they want that. They want other teams to push them and challenge them.
And that was in the end there. There was 4 became 6 very quickly, it seemed. I mean, we were trying to keep up with our notes in the scoring play up here in the gantry. Well, this guy Pope, I mean, he cuts back between the hash marks. He's a right-handed shot coming in on the left, and he just rips it across the body of Colleen.
Yeah, it's a well-executed 2-on-2 by the Devils. You know, if you look, you put it on the blackboard, it's perfect, and the reaction from the defense isn't intense enough. And that's a power play goal. We know how good the Devils are in a power play, especially if you have a guy like Martin hanging out in the weeds at the back post there. If you're not aware that he's there and he gets those chances, they're going to end up in the back of the net.
1 for 1 on the power play. They get a goal against them right away. Milton Keynes a minute 40 in, and they get another one against them with 36 seconds left. So it's a tough ask for the Milton Keynes Lightning, but we can also check the out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going around the Elite Ice Hockey League rinks now as we check in with the Coventry Blaze and the Nottingham Panthers. Also 1-1 right there, a tie game between the Glasgow Clan, Ryan Finnerty, now the bench boss of the Manchester Storm, up against his old team, Pete Russell, looking to get things going for the Clan. 2-2 there. Paul Dixon, we loved having him on the EIHL preview show. I thought he did a magnificent job last year. Off to a good start against the Sheffield Steelers, 1-0 there. And boy, oh boy, no trophies for the Sheffield Steelers there. They haven't had the best of starts. I mean, it's almost like not panic stations for the Sheffield Steelers, and it's early in that one, but they need to start getting some points.
Well, yeah, of course, it's, you know, you don't want to start, you can lose a few in the start of the season, but you don't want to lose too many. And if you're the Steelers, if you don't win this one tonight, and like you were saying, last year wasn't the best year, so obviously they're gonna be a little bit worried, but I don't think it's, you know, doom and gloom yet.
It's not doom and gloom, but that's a team that, you know, prides themselves on a winning culture, and they'll get going, I'm pretty sure, and they've got a pretty good goaltender there. Jackson Whistle is a part of the GB setup, so you would imagine they turn it around, but they trail there 1-0, and certainly the Dundee Stars looking good there against the Fife Flyers. Of course, you can check eliteleague.co.uk for all the scores and stats, and you can join us at the other side of this break for more intermission analysis from Ice Arena Wales. Welcome back to Ice Arena Wales. The Cardiff Devils fans, they are incredibly happy. They had a big win over the Nottingham Panthers less than 24 hours ago, and right now out to a 5-goal cushion after 20 minutes of play. The Devils 6, Milton Keynes Lightning 1. Longley with a goal and 2 assists. Batch with a couple of helpers. Ulmer with a goal and a couple of assists. It was up and down the roster, everyone getting in on the offense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the whole team, and this is the thing, if you want to win championships, you got to have, you know, all 3-4 lines who can score, and this is what the Devils have. They have a lot of players who can finish plays off, make plays, and they're a quality team, and it's going to take a lot to beat them this year. It was a big win against the Panthers, like you said, coming back 2 goals down. That's great for your confidence when you can do that. Looks like Murdy's going to get some ice time here with a 6-1 lead. You know, a fair move from Coach Lord. I mean, he realizes his team's got a big cushion. He's going to make it a little harder on them, give his young goalie an opportunity to play here.
Well, let's go down to our man on the scene, Chris Ellis, with an update.
Had a chat as he came back onto the bench, and he's not an angry coach at all. He said, I've got the same guys who won in Sheffield last week, and I'm very proud of them. And he was keen to say that, you know, they're a short bench. They've got some young guys. They've still got guys to come in, of course. They've had their visa problems. So I said to him, did you go into the dressing room and tear a strip off them? He went, no, not at all. He said, we're battling as hard as we can. We're doing what we can. So it wasn't an angry coach. It was a coach maybe knowing the situation his side are in at the moment.
We'll see if Doug McKay's side can get back in this one. Murdy is in net now. Thomas Murdy, his first minutes of the season between the pipes as Ben Bounds gives way with a 5-goal cushion at Ice Arena Wales. Joey Martin will start things off. Joey Martin, what a goal with 36 seconds left on the power play. 1 for 1 on the power play for the Devils in period number 1. Great to see. We talked about Murdy and the backup for the Lightning, of course, Adam Goss. It's tough to be a backup goalkeeper, so when you get a chance to get in between the pipes, you know that someone like Thomas Murdy will take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah, big opportunity for him. You know, it's not fun always to, like I said, to ride the bench as a backup. And when you get this chance, you want to go out and prove yourself, show everybody what you can do. And we know Milton Keynes have some shooters, some guys who can put the puck in the back of the net. It'll be a big test for Murdy.
Martin versus Neely, and Neely will get things underway with puck possession to Wallace to start period 2 for the Milton Keynes Lightning. They need to get something going early here. And certainly with someone coming in off the bench, you talk about it, he's going to take the opportunity, but he is cold. The warm-up was a long time ago for Thomas Murdy. So if you are head coach Doug McKay, you'd think that you'd try and get numbers to the front of the net and get pucks through from any angle.
Well, of course, you just want to spend more time in the Cardiff end of the ice. You don't want to spend so much time in your end of the ice, because with all the weapons the Devils have, they're certainly going to create opportunities. So Milton Keynes have to get the puck deep and start to create some chances themselves.
Good play at the defensive blue line for Cardiff, and it's Longley back the other way. Longley with a goal and 2 assists in this one. Couldn't get the pass through as Meadle will take over. Meadle gets it out to the right flank to Neely. Neely tries to get the shot through. He will not test Murdy on that occasion. It was a good stick by Batch, who's had a really good game with a couple of assists thus far. Milton Keynes trying to do exactly as you said, Paul, try and get some zone time going. Here's Griffin. Griffin, there's a delayed penalty coming up against Cardiff. Colleen has raced to the bench. There's a 6-on-5 situation for Milton Keynes. It's a delayed penalty coming up. And no power plays in period 1 for the Lightning. Lewis will touch up. We will have a look now at the Lightning power play.
Yeah, big opportunity for the Lightning to get back in this one. You can see they had the 3rd man high. That lane opened up in the offensive zone. And they had a good shot coming in from way out, but again, you got to get traffic to the front of the net if you're going to keep a guy high and try to create a shot opportunity from up high. But again, you'll see there the stick is left in the between the skates, and the player goes down, and the referee's going to call that all day, every day. And again, Milton Keynes can certainly use a goal here on their power play.
Batch will sit for 2 or less. Good face-off win from the Lightning. The Lightning good in the face-off dot in period number 1, so they'll keep trying to use the positives here. Interesting to hear that Doug McKay proud of his team despite this situation they find themselves in. If they could get one here, they'd be right back in it. And Murdy with his first proper look as he stares down Golikovs and makes a pretty good save.
Yeah, although there's no one in front, I still think it's a smart play. A goalie comes in, like you said, cold. Golikovs just says, I'm going to test him a little bit here, get a shot to the net, see what the goalie can do, and Murdy certainly answered with a decent save.
Hoovenen wins another faceoff. That is something they can tick off the list as being very good here at Ice Arena Wales. They've been about 55% in the faceoff dot. Murdy, that was tipped high slot by Hoovenen. Murdy flashed the leather, but the puck went into the corner. Here's Hoovenen. Hoovenen looking back. Anderson calling for it, but Hoovenen will be between the hash marks as Golovkovs dances in behind the goal line. Hoovenen still in front. Fine has to be careful. He's in double coverage there, gets away from Dixon. And Fine continues his strong puck possession play for the Lightning. Fine dishes it off. Fine will go back to the point. He's a forward playing the point on the power play, but at times in period 1 I felt that Fine was the best player for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Myers just tried to put the aforementioned Fine into the front row, and good chance there from Hoovenen, but he missed low and away, and now shorthanded Fournier's away. Fournier with his shot, and it's a blocker stopped by Colleen.
Yeah, and Hoovenen had a great shot for Milton Keynes. It was all alone in the slot area, just missed the net. That was a good opportunity for Milton Keynes to get a goal back in this one.
Reddick dumped it forward. That's going to be offside as Fine tried to come back in, but Haddad was up the right side, but he just lost an edge there trying to go ahead on the shorthanded situation. Well, this is a pretty big hit against Fine. Myers trying to put him in the front row.
Well, Myers likes to finish off his hits. He likes to play physical. He likes to get involved in the game. We can see the miss there by Milton Keynes out in the high slot area there, but they did get an opportunity. You got to take advantage of those.
We talked about Michael Fine, the captain of the Ryerson men's team from 2014 to 2017 in Canadian university sport. The nickname of the Ryerson team is the Ryerson Rams, and he certainly got rammed on the boards there, but give him credit, he popped right back up. Here's Neely. Neely goes back to the point. Neely's had a strong game as well. Lannon dishes the puck off. Some good puck movement here now. Quick shot through, and Neely looks for the rebound, but Well, Murdy, you wouldn't know that he's come in here cold. He's made a couple of good saves, and that most recent one was on Shudra.
Yeah, good save with traffic in front, gets his pad down and keeps it out of the back of the net. Got to keep your head up when guys are coming out of the box there.
0 for 1 on the power play for the Lightning, but they got a couple of shots through. They did test Murdy, and now Murdy will come out and try and hold that up, but he didn't get to it. Here's Meadle. Meadle trying to get away from Blood. Blood has quietly gone about his business again this evening, taking a lot of minutes for Andrew Lord with, of course, Richardson out of the lineup. Here's Bentivolio. Bentivolio to Pope. Pope had a goal in period 1. Pope throws it out front, and it's a tap-in for Martin. Joey Martin with his second goal of the game, and the offense has exploded for the Devils.
Well, again, it's Milton Keynes with only 2 guys back in the neutral zone, which creates a 3-on-2 off the fast break for the Devils. Pass is passed out in front, and I think it just goes off of somebody into the net here, or maybe it is knocked into the back, and then I can't see that. Didn't see close enough on the replay to see who actually finished that off, but could have been that Martin's getting the goal, credited with the goal. Must have knocked it out of midair there, it seemed to me.
Pope with a lovely feed out front, and Colleen must feel like he's in a shooting gallery at times. It was a real positive power play for Milton Keynes. They couldn't beat Murdy, and the hockey gods, that's what happens. You miss a couple of chances at one end, you come down the other way, and there's a bobbling puck in the blue paint, and it finds its way behind you.
Well, I mean, you can see Milton Keynes right now playing a 1-4, just trying to clog up that neutral zone against the Devils' fast break plays, and they're certainly going to need to do that a lot more.
Martin with his second of the game, third of the season, 2 points last night, and he's just exploded here in this one, including that power play goal to end period number 1. Moore, getting a good shift on the back end. Martin backs him up. Bentivolio. Bentivolio turns in the corner. Bentivolio looking to get on the score sheet now as well. Moore will throw it into the corner. Smart play at the right point by Craig Moore, not forcing it. Here's Bentivolio. Bentivolio across the crease, and Pope trying to turn and fire, but it was a good play by Clay Anderson to get in the shooting lane there. Hoovenen trying to make a nuisance of himself along the half wall, but the Devils control. Martin now battling against James Griffin. Griffin does a good job against Martin. Hoovenen gives the puck right back though, and here's Pope. Pope is all alone, and Pope is knocked down. He was 1-on-4 in there, and he absolutely still down on one knee. Fine comes back the other way. It was a big hit, and Pope showing a little bit worse for wear. He's back up now as he gets to the Devils bench. Here's Lannon in front. Hoovenen nearly tipped that home. This is much better by Fine and companies. They got a little pressure on Murdy here. The shot from Cole Shudra gets through, but Thomas Murdy got the pad down. Kept in at the far point by Golovkovs. Golovkovs works his way over to the boards. Batch knocks him down. Here's Lannon. Lannon with a lovely move. Lannon gets the shot through, and it's off the stick of Ulmer as Hoovenen was looking for it, but now it'll be Longley settling things down for the Cardiff Devils. Longley, 3 points in this one, tries to cut back. Longley finds himself in alone again, but lovely play by Cole Shudra, who looks calm and composed on the back end on this sequence for the Lightning. Here's Norris. Norris against Blood. Blood turns his back. He's so big and so strong on the puck. There was nothing Norris could do.
No, and a great play move, a backhand pass out to one of his teammates in the slot area, and out they come quickly, the Devils.
Norris throws it forward. Meadle got his stick in on Blood. The Cardiff fans want to call, but the arms of Tom Darnell stay down. Matt Thompson as well. And here's a big shot by Norris. Up high around the shoulder and neck of Murdy, but he got a piece of that and sent it away.
Yeah, good shot from Norris, but a better save from Murdy. Like you said, he just got enough of it to push it away from the net, but smart idea from Norris just to get it quickly to the net.
Haddad into triple coverage, and that forces the Lightning offside. 13:31 remaining in period number 2, a 7-1 scoreline. As we have a look at Thomas Murdy, he's been, well, there's the big hit. And Pope went down. Pope slow to get up, but he's okay. He's still over on the bench there. And then Blood is knocked down. The fans wanted a penalty on both occasions, and no dice. Here's Haddad. Haddad on the right side, working against Shudra, who looks like he's working on about a 2-minute shift here, Cole Shudra. Dixon to Hedden. Hedden with a goal in period 1. Couldn't keep the puck deep, and Milton Keynes will skate away. Chasing it down into the far corner is Fine. Fine has to be careful as Craig Moore was chasing him down. Fine. Threw it below the goal line, and another big hit on the far side as Ryan Lannon throws his weight around for the Lightning. Here's Haddad. Sweeps around Shudra. Haddad, high slot. And Dixon was a beat behind that play, and there's a stretch pass forward by Valdix. Valdix was looking for Wallace, but Wallace had his stick lifted by Fournier. Fournier's had a good game as well. Here's Tom's Ruckus. Ruckus, born in Latvia, he has played for GB and minor level as well. Tom's Ruckus, GB under 20 back in 2016, getting some good ice time here with that 6-goal cushion. 12:25 remaining in the first period. Hope you're enjoying this one on Free Sports. Reach out at Free Sports UK, at Murph on Ice, at Chris Ellie Ellis. Here's Batch to Lewis. Lewis to Ruckus. Ruckus has really worked on his skating and his strength in the offseason, and it shows on this particular dance forward. Ruckus turns away from Huvenen. Ruckus releases the puck for Pope. Pope dispossessed by Huvenen. Good defensive stick by Huvenen there, but it's relentless. Lewis just picks it up and dumps it right back in. The ice is tilting into the crease of Patrick Colleen.
Yeah, and you were right. Huvenen made a great play. Not only that, just before he had a good back check on the play, so he's still doing the things right in his defensive zone. And you can also see Milton Keynes are playing more physical this period. Sometimes when you're not playing great, the best thing is to go out there and throw a few hits, get yourself in the game. And you can see a few of the Lightning players who haven't really done all that much in this game starting to play a little bit more physical, trying to get into the game.
Here's Martin. Martin gains the red line and smartly tucks it in. Awkward bounce off the dasher. Shudra recovered well for the Lightning, but the Devils nearly got a bounce. Here's Norris. Norris with the shot, and Murdy with a whale of a save because that was some kind of dart off the stick of Norris. 11:15 remaining in period 2. Cardiff 7, Milton Keynes 1. We'll step away for a short break on Free Sports. Andrew Lord, happy with the effort so far. Why not? Anytime you are up for 7 goals, you're happy, especially on home ice on the night where they celebrate both the playoff and league titles. Milton Keynes, though, a little bit stronger, a little bit more physical, as you said here in period 2, looking to get something positive generated, and you got to give credit where it's due as well. They've been very good in the face-off dot.
Well, it's important to win face-offs. You want to take the puck away from the Devils, not give them so much puck possession, so you can get a bit more puck possession, and as I was saying, get down the other end a little bit more, create some opportunities. But the Devils are still coming. 2 guys forechecking hard. They're certainly not sitting back, the Devils.
Norris chasing it down. Murdy comes out. Lovely play by Murdy. Doesn't get a lot of press time, if you know what I mean, with the likes of Ben Bounds being such a good goalkeeper. But Thomas Murdy is a real good goalie, and you see it there. He plays the puck well, and here's a chance for Colleen to show off his pedigree as he stares down Ulmer and makes a big save, trying to keep his team within touch. Here's Batch. Batch waving at that. Here's Lewis. When you have a guy like Murdy on the bench, what a great tool that is for head coach Andrew Lord to know that on any given occasion you can bring in another GB international in between the pipes. There's Lewis. Lewis' shot is deflected and in the back of the net. Colleen is saying it's been knocked down by a high stick, but Lewis just put it on target. They're going to have a review of this.
Yeah, it looks like a video review. I mean, there was a reaction like the stick was too high. If you look at the goalie's reaction, he felt it was too high.
Batch's stick looks above the crossbar there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it will depend on, if his stick is above the cross. And it's actually where the puck hits on the stick. So it's not just the stick being over, it's where the puck hits on the stick, if it's over the bar or not when the contact is made. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know if we'll get a real good close-up to have a look.
There's Batch's stick here.
Oh, that does look high. Although, you know, the puck seems to hit the bottom of his stick. But it's going to be tough from that angle. I hope the referee gets maybe a few more different angles. And he's really studying that. And you can see him, he's pointing exactly. He's following the man, trying to see where his stick is. And yeah, it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to look at that a few times. I mean, if we could stop it here.
Batch's stick here. Well, it hits off the shaft of his stick there, it looks like. And that, as he's waving it, looks like it is above the crossbar. But now Matt Thompson and Tom Darnell will analyze that. And it's great to have that technology to be able to look at this. So they went straight to the sign that they would review it. And It's a good shot from the point by Lewis, just getting a puck through, but Batch, I mean, he's a defenseman. He's a long way from his defensive position, trying to make a nuisance of himself in front. And to me, on that one angle we just saw, looked like it might have been high, but they're analyzing different angles frame by frame now. As you see, Darnell and Thompson will make a call now. Let's have a look downside here, and no goal. It's a high stick by Batch. You see the symbol being made, and I think from the angle we saw, that's the right call.
Yeah, it did seem a little bit high, and also his stick in his hand were pointing upwards. Sometimes a little bit of a sign that, especially with a guy like Batch, he's not the shortest player out there on the ice. So chances are it was going to be slightly over the crossbar. But a good thing they had to look at it, and good for Milton Keynes that it doesn't count.
You can sometimes tell all you need to know by the reaction. Batch didn't really celebrate like he thought it was a good goal, and Keynes was vehemently protesting that it was knocked down by a high stick. So if you look at the body language, Keynes got it right, and Batch didn't really argue, neither did the Devils.
And there's a penalty call coming up against Milton Keynes. So a power play for the Devils. We'll see right here again. It's one of those where you leave your stick in the feet of the opposition. And Anderson's getting called there for 2 minutes for tripping. And the Devils, we know how dangerous their power play is. And it's not like they're putting their youngsters out there for the power play. They're going with a very strong unit.
Clay Anderson played in Aalborg last year, a Harvard alumni. He will sit for 2 or less. The Devils are 1 for 1 on the power play. They lead by 6. Here's Hedden. Hedden trying to stay away from the long stick, the rangy defensive play of Wallace. Here's Haddad. Haddad leans into that. It deflected off of the skate of Griffin, it looked like, and kicked into the corner. Devils trying to put another nail in the coffin here. Bentivolio. Bentivolio. Cross ice. Haddad goes back cross ice as well, and Bentivolio would come in, and that pass is behind him, so Bentivolio will have to retrieve it. Goes into the far right corner to Hedden. Hedden knocked down. Good dump, 200 feet and buying a few seconds now. Milton Keynes Lightning, if you're just joining us, they've only got 13 skaters, so important here to try and get one and done on the power play. They dump it up and down, and about 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in Clay Anderson's penalty.
Yeah, and a good job from Landon down low, putting pressure on the Devils down in the corner and helping his team to get the puck clear down the ice. So Milton Keynes activating a couple guys to the corner, at least putting the Devils under a little bit of pressure when they don't have complete possession of the puck.
Longley from Fournier, back to Pope. Matthew Myers is in the high slot. Martin is dancing in behind the goal, and here's Longley. Longley to Martin. It's another tap in, and Joey Martin has his 3rd goal of the game, 4th of the season, 2nd power play goal of the game for Martin. It's 8-1.
Well, you can see again, Pope just attacking the net, driving to the net, gets the puck to Longley, who spots Martin hanging out again on the far side of the post, the opposite side, and a nice pass from Longley to Martin in the back of the net. But you know, give Pope credit because he just drives into the middle of the ice, and it's just a nice, well-finished play by the Devils. You just can't give them that kind of room to maneuver on the ice, to skate freely with the puck like that. And when you're on the penalty kill, if you allow the Devils that much time on the puck, they're going to make it difficult for you.
Joey Martin is 5th year of the Cardiff Devils, 27 goals last year. A game-winning goal last night against the Panthers. He's got a hat trick here, including 2 power play goals. They say around here he's one of the greatest all-time Cardiff Devils, and when you see the way he goes to the net and makes plays, it'd be hard to argue that fact. He's certainly one of those guys that will be remembered when he decides to hang him up for a long time here at Ice Arena Wales. Fournier keeps it in. Morissette. Myers has gone down. Myers is down in behind the play. Neely comes forward. Neely just rolls it towards the net. Myers struggled back to his feet, got to the bench. We'll keep an eye on that. Maybe Chris Ellis will be able to give us an update on Myers. Here's Dixon. Dixon shovels it up and over Colleen's net. Milton Keynes looking for something positive now. Valdix had it roll off his stick. Here's Rutkus. Rutkus dishes it off to Dixon. Dixon. Dixon for Haddad. Dixon takes a bump from Valdix, but A-frames to protect the puck. Haddad. So good protecting the puck. Haddad walks out front, didn't quite get a good shot away as Ryan Lannon was all over him like a cheap suit. Here's Blood. Blood goes back. D to D to Reddick. 7:20 remaining in period number 2. Devils 8, Milton Keynes Lightning 1. It was 2-1 at one point, but the Devils have exploded on home ice. Reddick to Dixon. Dixon cycling the puck well. Back into the behind the net area there, to the left of Keynes, and Haddad turning and weaving. Haddad doing a good job there, but it is Golovkov's dispossessing him, and Lannon goes up the right side. Devils keep it in though, they are relentless. Here's Hedden. Hedden has Haddad going to the net. Haddad got a piece of that but couldn't draw it back into the body of Keynes. The Lightning dodge a bullet right there. They're hemmed in their own zone again. Pope into the corner, and Ryan Lannon, also a Harvard alumni, a former Pittsburgh Penguins draft choice, will try and settle things down. He gets it to Golovkovs, to Hovinen. Hovinen with a head of steam. Hovinen drops it back, and Murdy came out to challenge, cutting down the angle, and because that came off the high glass on the Shudra shot, it releases Pope back the other way. Pope in front, and Keynes with a big stop there. They can ill afford to cough up another goal.
Yeah, good job from Pope again, attacking the middle of the ice and putting the defenseman under pressure. The Devils are always going to the net. You can see, you know, this stick checking you're seeing from Milton Keynes at times in the defensive zone is going to cost them more goals. They have to get better defensive side positioning when they're covering guys, and again, it's down to a bit of inexperience, and maybe they just need a bit more work at it.
Shudra had a good dance forward on that foray, but because he missed the net off the glass, it sent Pope back the other way. Sometimes you're better to hold on the puck and make sure you don't have that momentum of the puck kicking all the way back down, but they got away with it on that occasion. Here's Norris. Norris to the left side. Shudra. Shudra is all over the ice for Milton Keynes, playing forward, playing defense, throwing the body around. And Cole Shudra, the GB under 20 last year, playing a whale of a game despite that scoreline. Let's head down to our man on the scene. Chris Ellis is ringside.
Yeah, news on Matthew Myers. He's sat at the back of the bench. He's taken off his right glove. He's got some strapping on his fingers, so maybe there was a problem before that, but he's certainly been doubled over in pain. He's a tough cookie, and I think we'll see him on the ice again shortly, but just not at the moment. I think something on the fingers, can't be certain, but that looks the problem.
Ulmer to Morissette, and Morissette had to drag and shoot, and Keynes had to make a stop, and certainly all the IHL fans, GB fans, Devil fans hope that Matthew Myers is okay, but great report there from Chris. He's still on the bench. If he was worried that there was a break or whatever, he'd be gone to the dressing room, so maybe that's a positive sign.
Yeah, sometimes if you get a shot on your hands, it does hurt, let me tell you. You need a bit of ice and just a few moments to recuperate. One thing's for sure, Matthew Myers does not leave a game unless he's seriously hurt, and I'd be surprised if he wasn't back on soon.
Here's Reddick, and right on cue, couldn't have been timed better. There is Matthew Myers, and Chris said it best. He is one tough cookie, and he's back out there after that apparent hand injury. He's back checking now on Neely, but Neely was a beat offside. The NHL starts October 3rd on our sister channel, Premier Sports. You've got to get over there and check premiersports.com. You can see 15 of the biggest and best NHL games per week. And Premier Sports is offering the first month free for Sky and Premier Play new customers. It's $9.99 thereafter. Don't forget, it's the only place to watch the NHL All-Star Game, the Winter Classic from Notre Dame, and of course all the conference finals, the playoffs, and the Stanley Cup final. You won't be able to see those on any other streaming service, so go to premiersports.com for all NHL info. Here comes the Lightning. The Lightning coming back, and I'm really impressed with Fine, and not just because he's a Ryerson alumni like myself, but he has not given up. I don't think he's even looked at the scoreline. He just keeps playing every shift like it's a 1-1 game. Shudra with a shot through, and the aforementioned Fine nearly had the rebound. There's Myers, so great to see Matthew Myers out there after that hand injury. Bentivolio leaves it. Haddad throws it in front, and Bentivolio scores! Bentivolio, and it's 9-1 Cardiff.
And again, it's just that defensive zone coverage on these 2-on-2s. One-on-one type battles, you have to pick your guys up. The Devils execute very well on those 2-on-2s. They don't make it easy on you. They pick the defenseman, they drive between the defense, and they make things happen by just putting the defense under pressure, backing them up into their net. Milton Keynes need to stay up the ice a little bit more, especially, you know, their defensemen in those situations, because if you're backing up all the time, you're going to get punished. And again, it's just taking your guys hard to the net and picking them up and beating your guy to the net. And you know, things just aren't working for Milton Keynes right now, but you know, they're facing a very, very good team in the Cardiff Devils.
3:44 remaining in period 2, and Bentivoglio gets his first goal of the season. The Devils have been absolutely magnificent in this one, 2 for 2 on the power play. We said it earlier, Bentivoglio wanted to get on the score sheet because it seems like everyone else is on there, and now Bentivoglio gets off the schneid with his first of the season. Here's Heidel ripping it, and Radek Miedl, former member of the Seattle Thunderbirds and the Tri-City Americans, missing low and away again, springing Cardiff all the way down. When you miss the net like that, it bounces off the boards and sends the other team back. You've got to make sure to hit the goal. But Hedden couldn't keep it in, and now Radek Miedl. Miedl with a shot. It hit off a Haddad stick. Lewis as well was collapsing in front of Murdy. They're protecting Murdy well, even with that 9-1 lead. Here's Hedden. Hedden throws it beyond the goal line for Pope. Pope. Great cycle by the Devils in this one. We saw it a little bit in period 3 against the Panthers. A big, heavy side, the Nottingham Panthers, and they're working on it again in this one with that 8-goal cushion.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they're very dangerous on the cycle, and that's because their defensemen are very smart. We got smart blue liners who know when to jump into the holes. And there's lots of things you can do with your defensemen on the blue line. You can cycle them wide, inside, cross them over. I mean, there's a lot of options out there, you know, to keep the opposition guessing, and the Devils use a lot of them.
Shudra now back playing the point. He's taking shifts at both positions, and that's a real skill set. We see Josh Batch do that. We see Craig Moore do that for the Devils. Any player at this elite level that can play forward and defense, you have to tip your helmet perhaps to them, and certainly Cole Shudra has done that this evening. Here's Golikovs back to the point. Griffin dishes it off. Shudra tries to punch it through, and now Shudra will have to get on his horse and back cycle as Moore comes forward. Here's Pope. Drag and shoot, and that's ramped up and out of play by Colleen, but a great shot there by Pope. That was actually a dangerous play and a good stop by Colleen.
Yeah, you can see Pope just getting the puck to the net, really, just getting it on target and hoping, you know, for a rebound or his teammate getting a piece of it when he gets to the net there. But the Devils do a good job just driving to the net, causing commotion, taking the defenseman out, you know, making it tough on the defenseman to play them one-on-one, and they just have good movement offensively, the Devils, when they're on the attack.
Pope was trying to use Griffin as a screen, so smart. Now Morissette trying to use Moorbeck as a screen, and another stop by Colleen. He hasn't given up either. Great goal-ending performance last night with 48 saves, and he's made some key saves here, and you'd say, well, it's 9-1. Well, it could be a lot worse if it wasn't for some of the stops by Colleen, especially in period 1. Here's Longley. Longley trying to get it across for Ulmer, but Fine will break up the play. Again, Fine impressive. Here's Norris. Norris down the left wing is a right-handed shot. He decides to put it through and through for Griffin, but Griffin had his stick lifted by Blood. Griffin, though, pretty good offensive defenseman. Skates well, gets it back to Fine. Fine with the shot, Hubner with the tip, and that hits Murdy in the mask. That's using your head. He keeps the puck out. Here's Fine. And every time Fine's on the ice, he seems to do something positive for the Lightning. 1 minute to go. Moorbeck. Moorbeck's shot is blocked by the captain, Morissette. Moorbeck will chase it down. 45 seconds showing on the second period clock. It's a 9-1 scoreline on Free Sports. Here's Blood. Blood with the shot off the shoulder of Colleen. Again, that's not an easy save to make, as Blood has put a lot of mustard on that shot, looking for the top corner.
Yeah, and again, it's just about getting shots to the net, making it tough, you know, forcing saves, looking for rebounds, and here they come again.
Here's Myers. Myers goes back for Rutkiss, and that's going to draw a penalty. Touched up by Valdix. And there's an interference call coming up with 22 seconds showing on the second period clock.
Yeah, you know, it's interference call, as you said. You can see Myers tries to dish it off to his teammate, Rutkiss going hard to the net. But again, if you take the body on the guy without the puck, it's an interference call, and the referee makes the call. Yeah, I mean, you know what? At 9-1, I don't know if you need to call that, but the referees are sticking to the rule book.
Griffin, 2 or less for interference. 2 for 2 on the power play thus far, the Cardiff Devils. Here's Wallace. Wallace trying to get the puck out, but it comes right there in front. And, well, Rutkiss looking for his first of the season. Looked like Wallace was going to get the puck out, and the youngster, Rutkiss, nearly tucked one home. Shot blocked by Neely. Neely is slow to get up after that shot by Lewis. That is not a good sign for the Lightning. The buzzer will sound, and bravely blocking the shot despite the 8-goal deficit is Eric Neely, and The crowd gives him a little bit of a round of applause as he struggles to the bench at the end of period 2.
Yeah, good play from him. Just getting in the shooting lane. Unfortunately, hits him right on the foot, and that really smarts. And although a better period for Milton Keynes, better than their first period anyways. I think they competed harder. I still think, you know, some of those one-on-one battles where they lost out on cost them some goals, especially down low below the red line. If you get beat out of the corners or behind the net on those one-on-ones, it's tough. It's tough to get that puck control back, and you allow the team to make plays out in front of your net. Devils had a lot of passes that came out into the slot area to their players where they got some good shots and put Keynes under a lot of pressure at times.
It was 6-1 after 20 minutes of play. Martin with 2 goals in the second. Bentivolio gets his first of the season as well. We'll head downstairs. I believe Chris Ellis has Doug McKay.
Doug, how do you approach your team talks? Is this an angry coach, or do you accept a short bench is just struggling right now?
Not at all. This is the same team that went into Sheffield last weekend and won 3-2. Not at all. I'm with them. I believe in them. Short bench or not a short bench, we're really struggling with our structure. It's cost us a lot of goals. They're a total different level than we are. There's no question. They're a level above us. We know that. And that's where we have to work towards, but we also have to be structurally very sound. But as far as the effort, they're giving everything they have. We were wiped out last night just to get that win, and we'll try and play well in the third period.
I heard you say to them, ignore the scoreboard, and it doesn't feel like a bench that's demoralized. They are responding and they're keeping going, aren't they?
I told them after the first period, 0-0, let's win the second period. Okay, we lost it 2-0, but we're going to approach it the same way, try and play 0-0 and get a goal. This is our team. We're going to add a few players, but I believe in them. They're good kids. They play hard. We're up against a team that's just another level than us. It's factual.
I appreciate you joining us. Thanks, Doug.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Honest words from an honest coach. He's got some work to do in the team talk in period 2. It's a 9-1 scoreline. The Cardiff Devils over the Milton Keynes Lightning. Don't go anywhere. Come right back. We'll have second intermission analysis on Free Sports after the break. It was 6-1 after 20 minutes of play. Much more physical period in the second period. I think that the guys like Fine and Valdix did a better job for the Milton Keynes Lightning in period 2.
Well, I mean, they were moving their feet more, and I think, you know, if you look at those two players, they've probably been the two better players, and it's because they're moving their feet out there on the ice. If you're moving, you get into the openings, you attack the opposition with speed, and that's what they've been doing well. And, you know, the rest of the players on their team have to do the same thing. Sometimes when you get in a game where you're down by quite a few goals, you tend to stop a little bit and watch the play a bit too much and not move your feet enough.
Well, and we've seen a really good game by youngster Cole Shudra on loan from the Sheffield Steelers. They look like they could use Cole Shudra at times early in this season. The Sheffield Steelers playing forward in defense. We know our friend Ron Shudra, if he's watching at home, will be impressed. I mean, Cole Shudra, to play forward in defense in a game like that when you're short benched anyway is impressive.
Well, if you're Doug McKay and you have a good young player, you want to get him out there and give him the chance and see what he can do, you know, see how much you can actually use him during the season. And Schuder's looked very good out there, very relaxed. So Doug McKay now knows he's got a guy that he can rely on in games when they have very few players.
And how about Thomas Murdy coming on in relief of Ben Bounds? Were you a little bit surprised by that, or you think with at the time it was 6-1, you give the backup a chance? Because he's not really a backup. I mean, Thomas Murdy can play in this league.
No, Murdy's a good goalie, and no, like I said, Lord made the right decision putting him in. I don't see leaving Bounds in that situation. If you have confidence in your goalie, if you have confidence in Murdy, you have a 6-1 lead, you're going to put him in the net and give Bounds some rest. Bounds has played a lot. He's played all those Champions League games. A lot of goalies in the league haven't played all those Champions League games. So it's when you get a chance to rest your number one goalie, one of the top goalies in the league, you know, this is a good time to do it.
Especially if you're going for that three-peat. I mean, probably the most important player in that sort of chase for 3 in a row in the Elite League is Ben Bounds. So a smart decision. I mean, Thomas Murdy plays in the GB senior setup as well. We talked about Fine a little bit there. Michael Fine, really impressive, keeps his feet moving and all that. How about Patrick Killeen? He had a busy night last night. He's got to be getting tired. A big guy between the pipes at 6'4". You'd think he'd be getting tired, but he looks just fine.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well considering, you know, all the shots he had the game before and all the action in front of him in this game. And it's not easy for a goalie because what happens is your team gets down in a game by a big score and the defense and the whole team starts to back in a little bit too much into the goalie, so then the goalie's under even more pressure. He doesn't see the puck as much, and it makes his job even harder. And a lot of times you can see by his reaction, he's just not seeing the puck, some of those shots coming in.
Well, there's a guy that's made a lot of goalies not see the puck over the last few years for the Cardiff Devils. It's Joey Martin, and he's got a hat trick, and we've still got 20 minutes to play. Let's look back at the opening goal of the second period for the Cardiff Devils. Bentivolio starts the play off. Pope with a real nice pass, but it's Joey Martin with a tap-in for goal number 2.
Yeah, at first I wasn't sure if it was just a tap-in or not, but as we see the replay, he just knocks it in the back of the net. It's in the air a little bit, so he's got to knock that down. So good hand-eye coordination from him, but you just can't leave a guy like Martin standing at the back post on his own. If you give him that opportunity, you know, goal scorers are going to pick you apart, and Martin certainly has done that in this game. He's been wide open too many times at the back post. And what the Devils do is they leave that guy behind the net sometimes, and he comes out a bit late, or whoever on the line comes out a bit late, and they just knock it in the back of the net. So you have to be aware of the guys behind the net and behind you at all times in the defensive zone. You can't just be puck watching. You got to be head on the swivel. I've heard you say a lot on our telecast in the Champions Hockey League. There's a little bit of lack of that with Milton Keynes at the moment.
Credit where it's due as well, the saucer pass by Matt Pope. I mean, Wayne Gretzky made a pretty good career out of that, and that was just a magnificent pass for the finish. And then Pope comes right back, another goal and another power play opportunity. Martin finishes off the hat trick with his second power play goal of the game.
Yeah, and Pope's allowed to just attack the middle of the ice on the power play. He goes for a skate, drives to the middle, makes it, dishes it off nicely, and then a nice finish all around by the Devils. Nice play altogether. And you give a good team like the Devils time on the puck like that, and you allow them to skate with the puck and pick out those passes, they're going to punish you as they did on that play.
2 for 2 on the power play, and when you're already down on your short bench, to give those guys a look on the 5-on-4, there's not much Patrick Cullen can do in that situation, and Joey Martin's not going to miss from 3 feet or less. So a hat trick with 20 minutes to play. He had a goal and an assist last night. You can see why the Cardiff fans call him the GOAT, the greatest of all time. You see it on social media all the time in relation to Joey Martin, but he just keeps on ticking and ticking for the Cardiff Devils, and it didn't end there as well. A guy who we said in commentary, I mean, Sean Bentivolio, he's played in the NHL, he's played at the highest levels. You talked to him earlier about crossing paths in Italy with Sean Bentivolio. He had a magnificent goal for his first goal of the season as well, and we'll take a look at that right now, because there was a guy who was like just itching to get on the scoreboard, and you know, the quality rises up, and Bentivolio is top quality with a second effort.
But again, it's about the Devils going to the net. Bentivolio splits the defenseman. We've seen that already in this game. And he tips it going to the net. And he doesn't turn away from the net. He stays in front of the net, picks up his own rebound, puts it between the goalie's legs. Just a good, you know, goal scorer's goal. But it's just about going to the net and about movement. I mean, he busts through the 2 defensemen. He goes to the net. There's no one covering him. So, you know, there has been some miscommunication from Milton Keynes in their defensive zone. There's not much talking going on out there, and sometimes they're missing their guys. And Doug McKay knows that on the bench. He knows what his team needs to learn in the next upcoming weeks to get better. And that's what he was talking about us improving to get to Cardiff's level. And that's going to start with their defensive zone coverage.
So we heard from Doug McKay. I mean, what can he say in the second, in the intermission now, heading into period 3? We heard a little bit what he said, but more in depth. He's going to say a little bit more, I think, there in the dressing room.
Yeah, I think he's going to want his team to play really well defensively and to stay in their structure a little bit more. Because as soon as when they get caught, too many guys cut up the ice, Cardiff come back on a 3-on-2, and then they're in trouble. Then that, you know, on a 3-on-2, your defensemen tend to back into the net, and that's what we're seeing. So if you're Milton Keynes, always the third guy high, always make sure you got a guy back. Give your defense some support, because against the Devils, with the speed they come through the neutral zone, you better have that guy back, or at least swinging in with speed and coming back with a guy. So I think Doug McKay, you know, he's going to talk about all these points between the second and third period.
Does Andrew Lord and assistant coach Luke Pickett, do they have to say anything in the second intermission?
No, I think if anything, they'll say, listen, guys, let's not be sloppy out there. Let's continue to play well. They might not want to go out there and score a lot more goals. Maybe they just want to play well defensively, do the basics right. If we get a chance, guys, let's go get one, but we don't need to be, you know, chasing more goals and not doing our job defensively.
9-1 in our game, but plenty going around the Elite Ice Hockey League rinks. Let's check the out-of-town scoreboard now on Free Sports. The Blaze and the Panthers into overtime for the Storm and the Clan. Wow, that's scoreline there for Guildford. Paul Dixon with one up over on Sheffield Steelers right now. Paul Thompson won't be happy with that scoreline in period 3. Dundee and Fife heading on to extra time and a shootout, but let's talk about that Guildford Flames scoreline. That's trouble for Sheffield.
Well, and like you said, Guildford played well last year, and all of a sudden they acquired, again, some good players to their lineup. We talked to Paul Dixon, and he told us he was really happy with his signings, and now he's seeing what his team can do, and that is a big 4-0 scoreline there for Guildford, and it gets them, gives them a lot of confidence. If you can knock off one of the top teams in the league 4-0 in your rink, it certainly gives you a lot of confidence.
What will the word around the Orange Army be? I mean, it's to be down 4-0 to Guildford would be a game that they would have targeted as certainly having a win.
Yeah, but it doesn't always work out that way, and we don't know all what's going on. They could be missing guys for all we know for this game. They could be shorthanded. But I'm not making any excuses. But sometimes we don't. If we're not at the game, we don't see how the game is. For all we know, Sheffield could be out shooting them 40-20, and the goalie standing on his head. But again, it is one that David is expected to win.
The Glasgow Clan have gone ahead 3-2 over Ryan Finnerty and the Manchester Storm. Big victory there for Pete Russell if they can hold on against a really tough side in the Storm who finished second in the league last year.
Yeah, that would be a good victory, a good positive for them if they can knock off a team that was very, very good last year. And it's all about building your confidence as you go on, especially early in the season. You want to pick up some wins, you want to get that confidence, and a win is always what you're looking for.
Well, you know what? It's still all to play for here because if you're Thomas Murdy, you want to get your touches. If you're the likes of Michael Fine, you want to get something positive going for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Forget about the scoreboard, Doug McKay said. You forget about the scoreboard because we got a big third period coming ahead on Free Sports after this commercial break. Welcome back to Ice Arena Wales. The Cardiff Devils with a 9-1 scoreline, out shooting the Milton Keynes Lightning 33-14 after 40 minutes of play. Milton Keynes 0 for 1 on the power play. Cardiff 2 for 2. And right now, the hat trick by Joey Martin, maybe the talk of the Cardiff Devils faithful. Patrick Killeen with another busy night between the pipes for the Lightning.
Yeah, he's been very busy, but he's had some tough goals again. I mean, if you look at the Martin goals, just his goals, I mean, Martin, he's probably smiling in that changing room as he's on his way out, because when you get those tap-ins at the back post where you have all the time in the world to pick your spot, you're pretty happy with those kind of goals, and certainly makes life easier for a goal scorer. But again, it's about his teammates finding him in those areas and making some nice plays to him. But Martin certainly knows how to finish those goals off.
Live KHL action continues on Free Sports this Tuesday, September 18th. Severstall versus SKA from 5 p.m. And the SHL starts on Free Sports this Thursday, September 20th. Timrell versus the Lakers at 6 p.m. Check freesports.tv for all the KHL, SHL, and of course EIHL action. We've got the China preseason games. We had the first game September 19th. We'll have the second game from China, Calgary versus Boston, 12:30 September 19th, some lunchtime NHL on Free Sports. Third period action coming up now from Ice Arena Wales. I don't think Andrew Lord, as you said, probably didn't have much to say. Luke Pickett, the assistant coach, they'll be pretty happy. They'll want to play within their systems, though. They want to keep doing things the right way. You don't want to play 20 minutes here and develop bad habits on the fact that you played a good 40 minutes.
No, you're precisely right. It's the bad habits. You don't want to start, getting into any bad habits. If you're playing well, you just want to keep it going. Like I said, they don't need to push it too much. They got a big lead, but when they get half a chance, I'm sure they'll go for it.
Third period action underway. 33-14, the shots on goal in favor of the Cardiff Devils. Carryover power play. Griffin is in the box for Milton Keynes, so fresh ice after the Zamboni cut, and Blood loses the puck, left it behind. He'll twirl back, and they've got their third power play carrying over into this one. They're 2 for 2 already on the man advantage. Both power play goals from Joey Martin. And here is Joey Martin, or heading around for Rutgers. Dixon, former Pittsburgh Penguins draft pick back in 2003. KHL and SHL experience as well for Dixon. Dixon goes to the front of the net. He had his first goal for the Devils last night against Nottingham. Here's Reddick. Reddick back to the point, a heavy shot from Blood, and a big stop there by Killeen on the penalty kill.
Yeah, nice pass from Reddick, right in the right spot for Blood just to skate into and fire that one-time shot with some traffic in front. Again, a good save from Killeen with men in front. Does a good job hanging on to it, not allowing a rebound. You can see he was hurt a little bit by that shot. Might have caught him just somewhere under the pads there around the knee area.
45 seconds remaining in Griffin's interference penalty. Batch will have to chase it all the way down. Murdy is in the nets now for Cardiff. He took over at the start of period 2. Colleen still in the net for Doug McKay's Milton Keynes Lightning. A quick up. Ulmer drops it back to Batch. Batch with a couple of assists looking for the goal, but Clay Anderson with a good defensive play for the Lightning. Pressure remains. Batch will take over at the left point. Batch throws it into the corner for the captain, Morissette Longley. 3 points in the game, but Valdix will stop that pass through for Ulmer. Ulmer did enough there on Valdix that he couldn't get the puck out. Here's Ulmer. Ulmer taps it along, and Longley and Lewis along the goal line. The play was to Lewis as he barreled through the blue paint but couldn't tuck it home.
Again, you can see one of the Devils defensemen right down on the goal line, attacking the net, trying to get a goal, and they just don't sit back, the Devils defense. If they could have a chance to get involved in the offense, they do. And the Devils are blessed with a lot of defensemen who can create opportunities, and even one that's not in the game. Richardson is another one for the Devils who can come off that blue line. So even with all the guys they have on their blue line, top it off with Richardson, who isn't playing, they certainly create a lot of offensive opportunities for their team.
Hope gets the shot through. Myers was in front, but getting the pad down was Colleen. Good penalty kill from the Lightning. The Devils now 2 for 3 on the man advantage. Here's Griffin. He's refreshed after his turn in the penalty box. Here's Neely. Neely into double coverage. Bentivolio with a good stick-on-stick play there, but Neely stays with it. Neely throws it out front against Craig Moore, but there was no one in a white jersey waiting for that pass. Good play by Bentivolio. Bentivolio comes forward now, but Moorbeck intercepts the pass. Neely dances through the neutral zone. Good to see him out there. He was hurt after blocking a shot at the end of the second period, so good to see Neely out there. We also saw Myers with what looked like a hand injury, and Matthew Myers has played since then. You never want to see anyone get hurt, and both Neely and Myers back on the ice for their respective teams.
Well, especially Milton Keynes, they don't want to lose anybody right now. They don't have that many players playing, so you want to keep as many guys in your lineup as you can.
Reddick couldn't move the puck, and just dumping it in is Golovkov's. Neely with the shot looking for the top corner, but he misses by a country mile. It's kept in by Griffin. Reddick will intercept the dump in. Ulmer trying to post up Golovkov's with a laser beam, and that's patted away. Probably the best stop of the game from Murdy so far. Golovkov's backhands it to Anderson. Anderson with a lovely move. Anderson in beyond the goal, though, tries to weave it back out, and Thomas Murdy covered it up. Everyone thought he was going to stay covered up, but he wanted to move it to Reddick.
Yeah, I mean, and Reddick came and helped him out in the end there, but here come the Devils quickly again.
Morissette with a shot across the body of Colleen. Colleen was aggressive. He was out at the top of the blue paint. There was nowhere really for Morissette to shoot. Here's Ulmer. Ulmer drops it. Ulmer goes to the front of the net, and Ulmer takes Anderson with him, so it looked like Hedden had a lane, but he decides to go back to the point. Here's Lewis. Lewis showing great mobility for a big man. He looked great against the Panthers last night. He's been good in the CHL as well. Lewis between the hash marks, but that pass was just too far. He tried to get the left skate on it, but it'll come up and all the way down. Murdy wants to play the puck. Really aggressive from Murdy. He wanted to play the puck when he had it covered. That time he wanted to play quick up. Does so. Hedden to Batch. Great signs from Thomas Murdy. He wants to be aggressive and be involved here. Here's Shudra. Well, the Devils bench will want to delay a game penalty, but that went off the stick of Dixon, up and out of play.
Yeah, no penalty there. And you're talking about Murdy moving the puck. If you have time to move the puck, you have to move it. I mean, you can't just glove it down now and get a whistle. If you have time, the referee will call a penalty against you if you don't move the puck. So Murdy doing the right thing in that situation. And again, the Devils, you can see, you talk about Lewis for the Devils on the cycle. He came behind it, came out into the slot here, and it was wide open. It's that movement of the Devils, of all 5 of their guys on the ice, which makes it really difficult to cover in the defensive zone.
Myers with a good face-off win against Wallace. Shudra trying to keep everything to the outside. Myers is posted up in front. Longley couldn't get the puck to him. Myers being pushed out by Shudra. Shudra with a great defensive play there against a very strong man on his skates in Myers. Lightning get it out. Fournier weaving out of the defensive zone through the neutral zone. Nice tape-to-tape pass by Longley. Longley just throws it on net. Colleen will gratefully hold on as he was waiting for support, but Shudra was at the end of a long shift.
Yeah, it's a smart play. When you know your players in front of you are tired, have been out there for a long shift, like you just said, you want to hang on to it and get a whistle in your end of the ice. And again, what a play from Fournier. I mean, such a great skater. He just weaves through his defensive zone, comes out, and a fantastic pass across the ice to Longley. I mean, Fournier certainly has been very impressive so far this season.
Here's Blood. Blood activates from the point, sticks out the right leg to protect the puck against Moorbeck. Great play by Blood. Puck skips out, though. It's Martin. Martin with 3 goals in the game just throws it forward. Griffin will try and skate it out now for the Lightning. Griffin, tape to tape to Valdix. Valdix, former SHLer, up the left side. Martin clogging up the neutral zone. Happy to just dump it in the far corner for Tom's Rutkus. Rutkus takes a bump from Griffin. Griffin, physical in the corner. Rutkus takes a hit to make a play, but the Lightning will escape. Here's Moorbeck. Moorbeck trying to dump it through. Bentivolio blocked it, but it fortuitously bounced for Valdix. I think he was surprised by that. Anderson tries to punch it through. Moorbeck on the backhand, and Murdy got the pad and blocker across to thwart the effort of Moorbeck. Here's Neely. Neely trying to work the puck along the end dasher. Good zone time now from Valdix and company. Valdix forced out over the line by Blood. Here's Fine. Fine to Neely. Reddick did a good job there on Neely. Devils hemmed in a little bit here. Valdix curls off the wall. Valdix across, and Clay Anderson, unfortunately, fans on that, looked like he got it off the heel of the stick, and that will give Blood a chance to settle things down for Cardiff.
Good effort on that shift from Milton Keynes, putting a little bit of pressure on the Devils, trying to create some scoring opportunities. Got some shots in there on Murdy. Murdy's made some good saves in this game, especially when you come out after a period sitting on the bench. He's reacted really well and played well for the Devils.
Shudra forced Dixon in behind the goal line. Morissette back to Dixon. Great cycle game, and now Morissette goes cross ice. It's going to come back. Lewis with the shot. Dixon trying to tip it in front, but it was behind him, and it went wide, blocker side on Colleen. Here's Norris. Norris trying to get around Batch. No easy feat. Batch has that long reach, but Norris with a great job against Batch. Threw it out front, but Meadle couldn't tap it home. Lugging the puck up the left side now. Big Batch. Batch trying to get around Anderson. Batch sticks out the right leg, protects the puck, shields the puck well, and then finds an open man in Pope. Or Lewis, rather. Lewis twirls out of the corner. Meadle scoops it out mercifully and relieves the defensive zone pressure. Wave after wave, though. Here comes Myers. Myers waiting for a change, waiting for his line mates to join him. Longley jumps over the boards and helps him out, but Moorbeck gets it out, intercepted by Ulmer. 12:45 remaining in period 3. Cardiff 9, the Milton Keynes Lightning 1. Hope you're enjoying this one on Free Sports, our first of 17 live games. And of course, the action continues September 26th as Nottingham hosts the Cardiff Devils, live on the network from 7 p.m., 7:30 face-off. Make sure you're with us on Wednesday, September 26th. For that big encounter between the Panthers and the Devils. Here's Reddick. Reddick turns and fires. Good kick save by Colleen, and Colleen got a late start on that. He was deep in his net, but you see why at 6'4", he covers so much of the net. It's such a benefit to be a big goalie when you get the late start like that.
Yeah, and a good quick shot from Reddick, gets to the net quickly, but Colleen makes a good kick save like you said. And what I like was the shift before. Ulmer's out there on the ice. He stays up high. He doesn't try to go and chase any goals. Doesn't allow the opposition to get an odd man rush, and then he comes in, jumps into the play afterwards. So you can see his experience on the ice, you know, when to use his energy, when not to. And when you have guys like Ulmer on the ice doing their job defensively, it really helps.
Pope to Blood. Blood wants to come forward. Blood has a bit of daylight there, but a good defensive play by Lannon. Lannon with a good poke check against Blood. Trying to activate in from the point and get on the score sheet himself. Here's Pope. Pope to Rutkus. Rutkus protects the puck. Drifts to the half wall. In for Pope. Pope had that come off the toe of his stick, but Martin will back up the play. Martin trying to dump it into the corner. Great play by Shudra. Batch will pick it up as Shudra and company want to make a change. Hoovenen scampers to the Lightning bench. Fine in on the forecheck. 9 minutes gone in the third. Bentivolio didn't get a touch on that, so it'll be an icing call against Cardiff with 10:53 remaining in period 3 and an 8-goal cushion for Andrew Lord.
Yeah, pretty big cushion. I mean, there's very few games where you're a coach where you can sit back and relax. I think Andrew Lord is just sitting back and watching this one. But again, where Milton Keynes has struggled is their defensive zone coverage. A few times, whenever the defense activate for Cardiff, Milton Keynes struggle to pick the defenseman up on that cycle.
Another good face-off win, though. That's something Doug McKay will be happy with. At one point in this game, they were 55% in the face-off dot, and that's no easy feat against the Cardiff Devils. Anderson calling for it. Golikov's trying to draw double coverage. Golikov's stapled by Bentivolio. Bentivolio and Golovkov's battling, and now Batch will back up the play and try and get it out for Cardiff. Good shift from Golovkov's. Dixon up the right side. Nottingham Panthers were up 2-0 here going into the third period 24 hours ago, and the compete level of the Cardiff Devils is carried over into this one, and the offense is going. Longley in front, and Longley had Dixon in front. Dixon had a goal in that comeback win last night. Here's Hedden. Hedden up the gut. Longley and Dixon. Longley tries to dance around Griffin. Griffin with a good stick. Kept his feet moving well there to Griffin. Here's Moore. Moore with the shot. It's deflected. Really good play by the captain, Morissette, but he just couldn't get good wood on it. The right idea from Moore at the point. Moore has had a good game with the likes of Farina and Richardson out of the lineup. More ice time for some of the youngsters.
Well, it's good to see Moore out there, and that's a smart play from him. Comes across the blue line, picks out his man, shot pass into the slot area. Good scoring opportunity for the Devils.
Longley. Pass intercepted from Morissette. The Lightning trying to come forward. Here's Norris. Norris fanned on a pass. Looked like he was looking for Fine, but that works out for Norris as he gets the shot right on, and putting the paddle down to take away the 5-hole was Murdy. Here's Tom's Rutkus. Rutkus looking for Moore. Moore turned back by Norris. Blood has to be careful as Hoovenen was in on top of him in a hurry. Hoovenen skating well here in period 3. Fine, and Hoovenen out front, but the pass drifts back to Moorbeck. Moorbeck holds up. Moorbeck will get the shot away, but it hit Rutkus. Rutkus with a good stick there and not letting the shot through. Rutkus gains the red line, tried to flip it in, but Moorbeck goes back the other way. A bit of tennis between the blue lines there. Hoovenen and Norris at the end of a long shift, keeping the pressure on in the O-zone. Here's Hoovenen. Hoovenen. There's a penalty call. Delayed penalty coming up. Colleen has gone to the bench. 6-on-5 situation. Cardiff's going to go to the box here, but Moorbeck has other ideas. He wants to get that 6-on-5 goal. Anderson goes to the front of the net. Hoovenen as well. All hands on deck for the Lightning. Here's Moorbeck. Moorbeck takes his time. Sifts it off. Moorbeck calling for it, but Wallace will hold on. Extended time on a man advantage here with the delayed penalty coming up against Cardiff. They've just had the one chance on the power play, the Lightning. They're 0 for 1. Here's Wallace. Wallace left the puck behind, but recovers it to Norris. There's Hoovenen. Hoovenen with the shot, and Murdy says no way on a great chance from Hoovenen.
Yeah, great shift from Hoovenen. A lot of great movement, created a lot of opportunities for his team, and again, he gets the final shot, and it was his hard work that created the power play in the first place. That's a good release from him. Moore just does enough maybe to just disrupt his shot a little bit. Gets his stick on, Moore gets his stick under Hoovenen's stick. But an opportunity here for Milton Keynes to get one back.
Power play coming up after this short commercial break. Batch into the corner, working it around well, though. The Lightning on their second power play of the game. Pope is the penalized player for the Devils. Here's Fine. Fine takes the shot, but Golovkov's hammers it. Looked like it hit the outside of the meshing there. It looked like Murdy was getting across. Fine clubs it into the corner. Golovkov's calling for it. Calling switch there was Valdix. The lone goal in this game for the Lightning. Valdix to the top of the circle. Here's Neely. Neely just shoveled it up and over. He was trying to go top shelf above the blocker of Murdy. Misses the net. Fine calling for it at the point. Valdix was there. Looked like he had time and space, but it hit off Dixon and comes all the way back down to the Lightning blue line. Fine recovers it. Throws it into the far corner for Wallace. Wallace just gets there ahead of Reddick. Wallace for Neely. Neely with the backdoor play for Valdix. Fine at the right point. Valdix calling for it again, but Fine will shoot it, and it's a good block. Really good block by Dixon there against a fine shooter in Michael Fine.
Yeah, and a great, like you said, a great block from Dixon, but a good power play so far from Milton Keynes. They set up in that 1-3-1. Nice little pass down low into the slot area. Good shot opportunity, good scoring opportunity, I should say, for Milton Keynes. So that's something positive to work on.
Here comes Huvinen. Just dancing through the coverage. Matt Pope, his hooking penalty, 20 seconds remaining in the hooking penalty to Pope. He's standing in the Devils bench, wants to get back out there. Meadle goes off the outside of the net as well. There's been a couple of shots glove side on Murdy. They must think they can beat him glove side, but they haven't been able to hit the actual goal mouth, the Lightning. Here's Huvinen. Huvinen to the bottom of the circle, throws it across the goal line. Good stick there by Murdy as Norris was looking for a tap-in. Pope is back on the ice, 0 for 2 on the power play for the Lightning, and we're within 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in this contest. Huvinen and Meadle converging on it. Meadle breaks his stick. Blood slowly weaves his way in over the line. Got past Anderson and Norris. Blood skates well, but he's logged a lot of ice time in the last 24 hours. Here's Huvinen. Huvinen had a broken stick to contend with, just unlucky there. It's just been that kind of evening for the Lightning. Golovkovs and Griffin with a miscommunication there, and that gave Pope time to get in. Pope on the backhand. It's in Griffin's feet, and Griffin pitchforks it to the line. The Devils keep it alive. Here's Lewis. Ulmer at the far left circle. Ulmer trying to pick out Longley. It hit off the shin pad of Longley. He's being watched now by Shudra. Back to Lewis. Neely deflects that up into the rafter. It actually hits the championship banner that they raised a few hours ago here at Ice Arena Wales.
Well, just looking at the previous power play from Milton Keynes, I mean, Doug McKay was setting up a set play, and they actually went out and executed the set play and got a good scoring opportunity. So if you're the coach, you're quite happy with that the guys were able to execute the play that you drew up on the board and create a good scoring opportunity.
Myers to dig in against Valdex. Less than 5 minutes to go. Here's Batch. Batch tries to hammer it past Neely. Neely got the stick on that, and it slowed it up, but Bentivolio will find it. Bentivolio back to Batch. Here's Lewis. Myers let that go all the way around to Bentivolio. Bentivolio in the far corner for Myers. Here's Hedden. Hedden with the shot right off the chest of Colleen, and Colleen was waiting for someone to come get it. The Lightning now showing some fatigue of a team that's played 2 games in 24 hours, short bench. Here's Batch. Batch with a chance, and Batch with a howitzer, but he lifted it just wide, blocker side. Looked like he had Colleen beat. Here's Neely. Neely drops it for Golovkovs. Neely gets away from Lewis. Neely fans on the pass, but stays with it to Shudra. Shudra cycles it for Valdex. Valdex against the physical Lewis. Lewis pushes him into the half wall. Hedden comes in to help out, as does Meadle. Moorbeck calling for it, and it will just skitter across to him. Good stick by Bentivolio. Long-range shot from Shooter. Looked like it was going to go wide, but Murdy makes sure to get the blocker on it with 3:45 remaining in this 9-1 contest. Murdy hasn't allowed one by. He wants to keep that going. Here's Dixon. Dixon twirls back. Dixon throws it into space for Rutkus. Rutkus gets the motor turning there, and he got away from his check. Here's Fournier. Fournier with the shot. Deflected in front off the shin pads of Moorbeck, who, despite the scoreline, Trevor Moorbeck's had a good game for the Lightning.
Yeah, he's been solid, and you know, some of the players have had decent games, and just because you're losing 9-1 doesn't mean you haven't gone out and done your job. And it's just they haven't had much luck either, Milton Keynes, if you think of the broken stick there when they get a scoring opportunity. So things haven't really bounced their way, but you know, for a young team, you have to learn from this kind of game.
And we saw in the break, Coach Doug McKay was on the whiteboard, still coaching, still teaching, if you will, despite the scoreline. Good signs. Fournier bumped off the puck by Wallace. Fine will pick it up. Fine drops it back. Norris goes back to Fine. Fine walks out front, backhand chance, and a good stop from Murdy as Colleen is scampered to the bench now with 2:35 remaining and a delayed call coming up.
Yeah, again, Fine, good job from him, you know, driving to the middle of the net, driving with the puck, trying to get something going, and he's been their bright light in this game, Fine. He's had a good 3 periods of hockey. He certainly hasn't had a bad period. He's been doing it on both ends of the ice, too. That's a very big positive for Doug McKay.
Fournier in the penalty box for Cardiff. Third power play coming up for the Lightning. They're 0 for 2. I'm surprised how quickly Keynes got the bench. It probably wasn't on your screen at home, but he sprinted to the bench like it was the first period. Still good energy for the big man back there. He was reading and reacting to the delayed call and wanted to give his team the advantage. So they're going to play to the final buzzer, which is about 2 minutes and 25 seconds away. Fournier in the penalty box. Most of this game will be played out 5-on-4 unless the Lightning can get their first power play goal past Murdy. Here's Wallace. Wallace to the outside. Brings it into the corner. Tries to draw Reddick in. Has to go all the way back to Anderson. Clay Anderson keeps it at the left point. Valdix drifted to the top of the right circle. He'd love to line up for one. Anderson with the shot. Murdy with the save. And he didn't see much of that as Neely with the good screen, but it's a good stop by Murdy nonetheless. Here's Neely. Neely tries that little stick out your back and cycle backwards to try to protect the puck, and it nearly worked out. Shot from the point, and Neely trying to deflect that in front. They're going to battle hard here and try and get that power play going, and there's Wallace. Wallace, fans on the shot. Here's Golovkov's, back to Wallace. Wallace into the corner, Golovkov's. Neely is really putting in the hard yards in front of the net. Wallace to the dot. Wallace with the shot, and it's off the shoulder of Murdy. Up and out of play with 45 seconds remaining in the Fournier minor.
Again, some good movement from Milton Keynes, some good scoring opportunities, getting some nice shots in there, but Murdy's been very, very good. And what I like about Murdy is he challenges that puck. Sometimes those point shots with traffic in front, he comes right out and challenges the shots and takes the angle away. Some good goaltending from him on the penalty kill. 1:15 remaining. Hedden steams forward. And Paul, I'm going to put you on the spot. Man of the match in this one. There are many to choose for in a Devils jersey. Well, yeah, I mean, you think of the Martin goals, but for me, some of the plays that Longley made in this game were exceptional. You know, I'd probably, that'd be my choice. I'd give it to Longley for the Devils.
Fine. Into the corner, Fine. Turns back, Fine to the dot. Cycle play by Fine, he's nearly rewarded. Norris tries to golf it forward, but good stick-on-stick play as the Devils collapsing in front. Batch with a good defensive bit of work, and now Batch! Good stick-on-stick play by Batch, and then he follows that up with a shot block. And the power play has gone a-begging. 0 for 3 on the man advantage for the Milton Keynes Lightning. Lannon with the shot, deflected, high slot. It was going wide, but Shudra got a good deflection right out of the air. Good hand-eye coordination by Shudra. 20 seconds remaining in the game. The Devils faithful standing at Ice Arena Wales. They saw a close 3-2 win over the Panthers last night. They've seen a comprehensive offensive outburst from their Cardiff Devils in this one. Neely playing for pride now. Neely with the shot, and that's a good stop by Murdy at the buzzer. Good dash forward by Neely, and the hockey gods there just not to be as Murdy plays 40 minutes and shuts the door in those 40 minutes for the Devils.
Yeah, great job from Murdy, but Milton Keynes didn't quit in that third period. I thought they had their best period. They skated much better, a little bit more intense. And Doug McKay certainly will be happy with his team not quitting in this game with a big score line, you know, a big deficit that try to bring back. But so you got to take some positives out of this if you're Milton Keynes.
Well, there's definitely some positives. Michael Fine looks like a great player. We saw James Griffin play a lot of minutes. We know what Valdix, Neely, and Wallace can do. Certainly Keynes is a stud in the net. And there are some positives. They're going to get Martin Mazenet's back September 29th in Manchester after his suspension going back to the French Liga expires, and they're hoping that Nelson Armstrong's visa will be very shortly. They're expecting him around September 29th or thereabouts as well. So they have two good imports that will be available to them in a few weeks' time, but very difficult one in this one, no doubt. But they, you know what? They kept a clean sheet in period 3, and they played right to the final buzzer.
Yeah, that's what you want. You know, if you're a coach, whatever the score line is, these guys just keep playing hard for the 60 minutes. And like we're saying, you know, you take some positives out of the game and go and work your weaknesses. And that's what it's all about. And Doug McKay has no illusions. He knows he's got a young team. He's got some teaching to do. And if we're being very, very honest about it defensively, in their defensive zone, they have a lot of work to do. But Doug McKay knows that. And, you know, you can always teach players to play defense. The hard thing is to teach them to score goals. So if you got some guys who can put the puck in the back of the net, that's great. then you got to work on that defensive side.
Well, we await the man of the match and the niceties after a battle like that. But you called Charles Longley. I would agree with you. A guy who comes over from the KHL like that, he's trying to learn the league, learn the systems, learn a new club, and for him to get I believe he ended up with a goal and 2 assists. That's a good start to his Challenge Cup journey in a Devils jersey. The man of the match going to Jonas Hovinen of the Milton Keynes Lightning. He was dogged on the puck. He was finishing his checks and certainly had a bit of a nose for the net, was happy to drive the net in front of Bounds and later Murdy. So probably the right call there for the man of the match for the Lightning.
Yeah, he had a really good third period, and he had his best period in the third, and it was good to see him come out with a good period like that.
Chris Ellis has Ben Bounds ringside now.
Congratulations, Ben. It was a good victory. How hard are those games? I know you only played 1 period, but how hard are those games to play in?
It's tough mentally as a goalie. I mean, you got to stay focused all the time, but I suppose I got pretty lucky. The guys were unreal in that first period, and I think every single chance we had, I think we buried, and like their goalie had practically no chance in any of those as well, so you can't even blame it on that guy. I mean, he did pretty well in that first with the shots that he faced, and then Murdy took over for me, and he come under pressure quite a lot, Murdy, and everyone knows how good he is, and that's the luxury that we have. We have 2 goalies that play pretty much exactly the same, obviously a bit of size difference, but the team don't have to adjust like most teams in this league do, so it's nice to just be able to chuck Murdy, have me and the team play exactly the same.
I think tonight, another example, like last night when you came against Nottingham, you score in bunches, don't you? You can be so relentless.
Yeah, I mean, our forwards are unbelievable. So are our D. And I just think we've been a little bit too tight, gripping the sticks a bit too hard to the CHL, and we didn't bury our chances in the first 2 yesterday. But as soon as we scored 1, we knew that we were going to score a few, and like I said, we scored the 3 up in quick succession yesterday for that win, and then tonight we scored 9, which is then you know it's a good game for your forwards.
Thanks for joining us, Ben. Well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
Don't go anywhere. Quick commercial break, and then we'll come back with post-game analysis on Free Sports. Welcome back to Free Sports EIHL coverage, and winning coach Andrew Lord is ringside with Chris Ellis.
Andrew, that was pretty relentless from your side tonight.
Yeah, we were definitely happy with it. Love the approach right from the get-go. A couple goals early there, goal early, get us on the right track, and I really liked how we didn't let up in the second. Really good 40 minutes of hockey. Obviously in the third, the game was a little out of reach, but all in all, happy with a good first weekend here in league play and also in the Challenge Cup.
Did you have to feel a bit for Milton Keynes? They got a short bench, but to be fair to them, they really kept going as much as they could, I felt. Yeah, they sure did, and they, we know they had a great game last night. They beat Coventry at home. I'm sure, with their injuries, they're a bit decimated right now. They left it all out there to get that win, and, we were fortunate we got them kind of at the right time, and at the same time, I thought our guys really played well, played to our systems, played to our details. And again, good win, good first weekend, and it's only going to get tougher from here. Thanks for joining us, and well done tonight. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to Andrew Lord for joining us ringside. A hat trick from Joey Martin. Charles Longley was named the man of the match by the committee here, as well as Paul Adey. Well, they look like a team that could challenge for 3-4 trophies, don't they, the Cardiff Devils?
Yeah, they look really good. And you have to remember, they've been playing CHL games, so that competition level that they've been playing has been much higher than what Milton Keynes has been playing. And I think we saw that difference in the game. Milton Keynes, obviously, they need more top-level games to get up to possibly to the level of the Devils.
It's not easy, is it, when you come in here short bench? 13. You look at the likes of Justin Farina and Mark Richardson being out for the Devils. They still had 17 skaters, and for Milton Keynes, 13 skaters. You're just not going to get it done against a team that, as you said, has played at a high level in the Champions Hockey League already.
Yeah, you certainly need a full bench to start with, and then it's the depth factor. The Devils have, enough players every game to put out enough guys out there to challenge for a win. And I think with Milton Keynes, it's going to be their toughest, for the coach Doug McKay, it'll be the toughest thing he'll have to deal with is a short bench this year.
9-1 final from Ice Arena Wales, but plenty of more Elite Ice Hockey League action coming up on Free Sports. The highlight show debuts this Wednesday, the 19th of September from 6 p.m. We'll have a look around all the rinks from this past week, and of course, our next live broadcast will feature the Cardiff Devils. They will be facing the Nottingham Panthers Wednesday, the 26th of September, 7:30 p.m. live on Free Sports. For Paul 80 and the entire Free Sports crew, it's been magnificent to have our first of 17 live games. It's been an absolute pleasure. Until next time when we do it all again, keep your head up and your stick on the ice. Goodbye for now from Cardiff.